was like, right now. Hello, adventurers. Welcome back to the Quiet Kanku. Great start.
Hello.
As always, flawless. Um, back with episode 3 of I Did This, campaign 2. Our players are dolls or other things, depending on them. And I guess we'll kind of go through that briefly. So a quick session recap from last time. The players split up a bit and were doing some different things. Some of them met a very sweet old woman, very tall, half-giant woman in appearance, and she, gave them some cookies, and some of them partook, some of them did not. But one by one, they, throughout the day, started to kind of get picked off, and now they are where they are. But before they got there, Concelida went around town and was looking at various bounty boards for reasons unknown at this time. A flower shop owned by Sapling was discovered to have been ransacked by a known force, and that same known force, named Concelida, was attempting to rob Sapling as well. Being distracted by the sound of cookies before that plan could be fully executed. But yes, the party kind of went around town and was doing their own thing, but then eventually did meet this woman, and Seth, being a little too curious, got trapped in the back room.
The back
Then getting
rooms?
transported somewhere. And then those that ate the cookies, including some of the townsfolk, who were watching a performance by Ulrich, just all magically fell over and were unconscious.
They dropped dead to my performance.
Drop dead. Yeah, it was a drop dead performance. It really was. And slowly, one by one, they all got picked off. The old woman was evil. Who could have thunked it? Not me. And
Betrayed.
And a betrayal. They all woke up in a sort of dreamland. A large house in front of them, situated on a very large table. Or were they very small? And they all looked at each other and realized they were toys of various kinds. A couple examples. Seth, appearing almost kind of like a stitched together voodoo doll, various pinholes in the back. You've got Merrick, who's a wooden soldier, I guess you could say, style of toy. You have Concelida, who is a cracked porcelain doll, I guess is the best way to put it. You have in Chiron, you're a ventriloquist dummy, which personally horrify me. Suddenly in Chiron, scariest character for me personally. Ulrich, how would you describe Ulrich? Just sort of like a cloth doll? Would that be a good description?
He is a ball-jointed doll, actually, in specific.
Oh, I see that.
Yarr.
You're correct. I missed that detail. Okay. And then Sapling, I mean, I hate to compare it to this, but the joke was made before. Kind of like one of those Fisher-Price toys, like a dog on a string. But
oh yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, horse body with a person top, like a centaur. It looks like mainly made of straw on top. And so they all wake up in these various different states. Their weapons either scrap together stuff that's equivalent to what they used before, or just toy versions of what they used before. They are in front of this house. They entered the house. And one detail, I am just speaking to audience here, one detail that is being kind of changed is originally the house had changed previously. We are scrapping that detail. So they enter the house, and the house is the way it is. And here, we switch the music up. Here's what you see as you all enter the house. You enter through the front door, and it is a decently wide hallway, maybe about 10-15 feet wide. So some of you can stand next to each other, some of you have to progress inward. There's a very fine rug in the front, and the door closes behind you. In front of you, there are a few different paths you could go, or things you could do. There's no windows in this hallway, however. To your right, there is... Hi, S'mores. To your right, there is a open doorway. No door, just a doorway. That has... Just from where you're standing, you can see it looks like some form of storage closet. But to see anything more, you'd have to enter. And that room has a wooden floor. To your left, there is a closed door. You cannot see anything past that point, but to your left there's a closed door. In the hallway you're in, there is very little in this direct hallway, but it continues down into what looks like the main living room sort of area, I suppose you could say. But a few things of note in this hallway. One, the floor appears to be made out of a purple grass. Very neatly trimmed, but it is a vibrant purple grass instead of carpet. There is one cabinet in that hallway. It has a single drawer and a platter with 2 bottles. They look to be wine bottles. The only other thing of note, well, I'm sorry, a couple other things of note. There is a blood trail leading toward that living room area down the hall. Just blood every so often. It's not a full trail. It's more just spatters of blood every now and again. There is 2 trees that you can see growing in that hallway. And they reach the ceiling and then stop. And then there is a rocking horse that just is slowly rocking. It's about 30 feet, 20 feet from where you are. If any of you need clarifying details.
More of an us-sized rocking horse, or is it a normal-sized rocking horse? Is it, like, massive?
It is equivalent for your size. You as you are would be able to ride it. Everything in here is scaled down for your size. Even the tree is... Because this is not a massive house. This is a dollhouse. And so it is scaled for your size. Everything in here, for future reference, is scaled for your size. Unless specified otherwise. And that is all you can see from where you are. If any of you have any clarifying questions or need me to repeat something, you can ask. I will repeat once, and then I will rely on your memory. No? Okay. So, 3 paths before you. Which way do you go? And I do ask that you stay as a group for your sake. So where do you want to go?
I first would like to see if the drawer on the cabinet is unlocked and openable. I'd like to try and open
it. So you walk up, give it a tug, and it seems not locked, but stuck. It opens just a little bit and then it hits, kind of like there's something tilted up a little bit and is blocking it from opening the rest of the way. You can get it open maybe an inch.
Do you
What are you
need help
messing with?
that?
There's something stuck inside this cabinet.
Let me have a
Probably
look
wouldn't
at it.
be too hard to force it open. Might break something though.
Why don't you take a go at it, young lady? I don't think we should force it.
I'm going to walk over to it, I suppose. And
Okay.
what do I have access to? I'm just going to use Mage Hand just inside and then push whatever's propping it up down to pull it open.
Very smart. And so, you are you approaching the cabinet and then doing that, or are you doing that from a distance?
I would like the Mage Hand, and then as I walk up to it, just pull it open.
Okay. So, you are doing so, and with very little effort, you put the mage hand in there, push down, and it seems to have been, you can see very clearly once you open it, it was a jack-in-the-box that had been sprung, and its head was, it's a small size jack-in-the-box, again, equivalent for your size. And its head was kind of pressing in there and wasn't allowing it to open. But once you open it, you see it is a jack-in-the-box of your face, Kinselina. But your normal face, as you would be as a person. But a sort of caricature of it, I guess you could say.
I hate this.
Yeah.
Can I
That's
just
not the
close it?
scariest thing I've ever seen.
Why don't you take that with you? We don't know what will happen, but it obviously has to do with you. You don't have to look at it. You can just close it and put it away.
Can I close it?
Yeah, you can basically just kind of cram it back in, close the lid, and it's got a latch as well.
This is awful. And I'll stick it in my bag.
Okay. You have Kinselida in a box. Alright. So, yes, that is what was there. And again, on top is the platter that's silver in color and has 2 bottles on top. Now that you're this close, you can tell there does appear to be liquid in it, but it's still, it doesn't move. It's fake, but it appears that there's something in it. But again, it is sort of just like plastic. And then, now that you're standing there, you can see this tree right next to you, further down the hall, within 5 feet of you at this point. It's kind of like a Christmas tree in the way that it sits there and reaches about the ceiling, and then it doesn't really, it doesn't go into the ceiling, it just kind of stops at the ceiling. The leaves are sort of a magenta color. They're kind of how the grass by your feet is this very vibrant purple. The tree is sort of magenta, pink. It kind of is a gradient. All right. So, what would you like to do now? The group, what would the rest of you like to do?
Well, if nobody has anything to, I guess I will not go into, but look into the door on the right, the open.
The open one? Okay. So you look in there, no blood in here, but there are a few things you note immediately. There is a clothesline going across the room that have various clothes for your current size, doll clothes essentially. There are a couple mannequins as well with similar clothes. A scarecrow, which is facing out the window. And there's a window in here as well, on the same wall that the door you came in would have been on. And the scarecrow is just staring out the window. You can't see its face, but that's where it's facing. Probably the most concerning thing you see immediately, because there are just some other crates in the room as well, but the most concerning thing you see is just a little bit inside the door to the left. There is a doll the size of you guys, with its head severed from its body, and in its left hand is a cleaver. A metal cleaver. No blood, nothing like that on it, but it is a decapitated doll just inside the door. There's also a trap door on the far side of the room that is closed. Would you like to investigate anything in that room further?
So, can I examine the cleaver?
Oh, examine the what, sorry?
The cleaver. The
The cleaver,
decapitated doll.
yes.
Or
Make an investigation check.
will do. If my precious page would open for me, that'd be great. There we go. D&D Beyond's being slow. Oh,
Oh, you're okay. It'll give me a second to take a bite of food.
it's only an 8.
Okay. Excuse me, sorry, I was chewing. What you realize is with an 8 is this is a standard butcher's cleaver, but in doll size. It does not look to be made of metal. It looks to be fake, as most things are here. But that is really all you get.
Alright.
Well, I'm a little interested in that scarecrow over by the window, and I kind of want to look out the window, look at the scarecrow.
Okay, make me. I'll allow for this either investigation or perception, because you're looking both out the window and at the scarecrow. Depending on which you choose, you'll get more information about one or the other.
Pick investigation, so I get advantage of it.
Okay, then you'll get a little more about the scarecrow then. But I can give you some details about the outside.
That is a 12.
A 12. So you, how close do you get to the scarecrow?
I'll walk up to it.
Okay. Okay. What you notice with the 12 is as you approach, you start to hear a sound. And it sounds like pained groans.
Oh.
Like somebody or something in a lot of pain. And as you approach the scarecrow, it is somebody, it is someone like you, somebody who has been turned into a thing. It has been turned into a scarecrow. And this person, whoever they once were, are clearly in pain, but cannot move as they are on the post, basically. And they are looking out the window. What you see just taking a glance is where you are right now is on a table in a wooden room. It looks like a room of some kind of shack, maybe. But this house you're in is on a table in whatever shack this is, but it doesn't appear like anything you saw at the bakery.
How was the scarecrow attached to the post?
So his arms are... You don't see his arms being bound, although they are held out like you see Scarecrow normally. However, the legs and back are tied to it with rope. There's basically a post that he's tied to with rope.
Right, well, I guess I'm going to try to untie him.
Okay. So go ahead and just roll me a dexterity check.
Ooh, not great. 11.
11. I'd say that's enough. This isn't a super intricate knot. It's not magical in any nature. It's just a rope. And so you go through, you start to untie, and after a moment, you are able to get the guy unattached. And as you undo the last little bit that is holding him up, he collapses in a heap to the ground and just kind of curls up into the fetal position and just continues the groans. But you can see, now that you can clearly see the face, there is no mouth. It is sewed closed.
Ooh.
Or sewn closed, I guess.
Let's see.
Can I walk over and unsew it?
Like, try to pull out the stitching? Yeah, go ahead and make me a... I would say you could do sleight of hand, because this is about the dexterous movements. Or, not sleight of hand, I would say just flat dexterity. Sleight of hand doesn't really work for that.
But I have such
May I
proficiency.
have
I know. Oh, yes, what?
I'm going to help. I'll help using my proficiency in medicine. I know
Oh.
something about stitching, so I'm gonna provide advantage.
That works. That works.
17.
17.
I'm confused.
Okay. I'll say you are able to find a part. You just start to kind of pull it out, and the mouth begins to open, and as it does, a bunch of hay starts to spill out and just start to spill onto the ground. And then it
Ooh.
stops after a second, and the groans just continue. You hear him trying to say something, but he just can't.
Oh.
He's stuffed with hay, right?
His
you
entire
gonna-
body, as far as you would know, based on just general scarecrow, if he is like a scarecrow entirely, yes, he would be entirely stuffed with hay.
I would clean his mouth and make it not like he just vomited out his guts.
You want to keep pulling out hay?
I don't want to keep pulling out hay. I want to like separate the bits that have fallen out and push the bits that haven't back in.
As you continue to try to do so, it continues pouring out.
Oh my god, stop. Okay, wait. Is anyone have a needle? Just cover his mouth, shut it. Just like, okay.
I will kind of like pat him on the shoulder and say, it'll be all right. We're going to try to find some way to free everyone.
We are?
Yes,
What do you mean, everyone?
there's a lot of people who've been under this spell. A lot of the townsfolk, and all of us, obviously.
So these might be people from the town.
I got that, Ulrich.
I was
You
just
said a spell.
Yes, I believe this is the work of a hat. Though it's not like anything I've ever heard of.
So that is what happened.
The man laying there does produce a needle and begins to sew his own mouth back shut.
Dust my hand off with all the dust. No, the hay.
He does stand and begins to walk over to, and he's a scarecrow. It's about 7 feet tall.
Oh.
Begins to
say?
kind of lumber in a shambling way over toward one of the crates
ooh.
and grabs out. It's an open crate already, and grabs out a hand puppet that is in the shape of a little vampire, cowl and everything, and kind of turns it to him, turns it to you guys. You have to run, and this comes
Ooh.
from the puppet. You have to find her. She's the only way out.
The hag?
The heck?
Why?
You have to leave. Don't. It's too late for us.
Oh.
Leave. She won't let you go. Not willingly. Find the elk. The elk will show you the way.
Ah, that's ominous.
Hmm.
Do you not want to come with us?
No, I can't face her again. Not again.
How long have you been here?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know who I am anymore.
Mm.
He starts to kind of look around the room frantically. Not at you guys, but past you. Starts to look. And then he puts the puppet back in. He puts the lid back on the crate. Not closing it, but just kind of putting the crate up. Gives it a pat. And then he looks at the far wall. And he runs at it. And he slams into it. Head first. And drops.
I think we're gonna be sick.
I'm gonna go take that puppet.
Good idea.
Okay. You can. And actually, you notice there are a couple. There is the vampire puppet. And there's also... what is that one there? Kind of like a little werewolf. Missing an eye.
Let me write this down. Oh my god.
I'll take them both.
Werewolf missing an eye.
Okay. Yeah.
That sounds perfect.
Yeah, just scoop them up.
But yeah.
and
Scoop them up?
Put them in the box, I guess.
Okay. So you take those. And that's... there is the trapdoor in the far side of the room. But you guys got pretty close to it with the scarecrow, so I'd say it's reasonable you would notice this. It's a painting on the floor that looks like a trapdoor.
Minecraft.
Maybe. He wants to sacrifice themselves for a little bit.
Well, I'm going to get my little unflexible hands near the painting and try to lift it up as if it wasn't true.
Okay. And so you go up and you grab... it is... how to put this? You put your hand under, and it goes under, but it does not lift, as if it was locked.
As if it was what?
As if it was locked. It rattles like a trapdoor that is locked. And does not lift.
Do I need to mess with this as well?
Does anybody have any painting supplies?
Pardon?
Painting supplies.
Looks at Sapling with his face colored like that.
No painting supplies here.
Let me see if I have anything.
A crowbar.
I can try and unlock it.
Well, it would be good.
I think we're best to leave this for now.
I wanna just pray farewell to the puppet, the scarecrow, if that's okay.
Oh, be my guest. And you do, and you feel, as you do, you feel a bit of a warmth in doing so. Even though, and you kind of get a sense that even though this figure is unmoving on the ground, they are not gone. And take with that information as you will.
Let me write this down. Oh my god, I'm trying. Shit. Let's keep moving.
I don't believe it. Okay. So, where would you like to go now? I believe... So you guys haven't gone down the hallway anymore past that cabinet. There's also... I don't believe you messed with the door on the left yet.
I mean...
Ellie, you cut out a little bit. I have no idea what you're saying.
Oh, we didn't go to the door on the left.
Almost inaudible.
Yeah, it cut out,
Can't
but
understand
I
a
heard
word.
it. Have not gotten
Okay.
to the left yet. There we go.
Or the living. Gone there either.
Yeah, the living room down the hall, which there's another tree down there as well that you can see just once you step out in the hallway. It's a little more orangey in color. And the blood trail goes toward the living area. And then the door on the left from where you entered. Do any of you try the door there? Try the door. I will tell you that is locked as well.
It won't be for lunch.
Do you want to try it?
Sure.
Go ahead and make me a dex save.
Oh yay!
Deck safe,
I
deck
don't.
safe.
I don't have to read numbers on this. Is that an 18 or 16? 16 plus 16 plus 6, so 22.
Why?
Okay.
I've noticed that the audio is so delayed, and then the camera itself, it's terrifying. Oh,
Ooh.
I-
Poof.
the last one.
Huh. I don't know.
Maybe he'll be like a phoenix.
Maybe, hopefully.
will.
So you go and try the door, and the moment that you put anything in place to try to open it, first off, out the keyhole, like those toy guns that has got the flag that shoots out, says bang. You see it with the Joker a lot. Well, that pops out, and you go, ha! And then you dodge out of the way just in the moment as an actual gunshot shoots from the keyhole,
Oh god.
and
Oh,
it narrowly misses you. It does not
Yes,
seem
yes.
to like people tampering with it.
Yes, as I suspected, we should probably do things the way they were meant to be here.
What's in the fun of that?
Staying alive, I believe.
Mm.
you gotta live to keep doing your pranks.
Well, there's only one way to go now. I suppose we're going to head to the living room.
Yes, I believe that's for the best.
It's probably also for the best that we stick together here. Very strange place.
Yes.
Okay. So you all travel down the hallway? Past the tree? Okay. You pass by the tree. You pass the rocking horse, which is just, again, rocking slowly as if somebody is on it, rocking back and forth. And as soon as the first of you begin to pass it, it stops.
Ooh.
Nothing happens, but it stops. And it stops kind of at an angle. It doesn't stop perfectly level, just at a slight angle, like someone's half rocking.
Ooh.
You continue down. There is a bookshelf on the left wall, full of various books, which just at a glance appear to be mostly fantastical stories of, mystical creatures, vampires, werewolves, unicorns, and witches. There is the tree I mentioned, the orange tree. Tree that is orange, not a tree that grows oranges. There is a large double window, which through you can see, similar to what Chiron saw in the other window, just the other side of the house.
Is that at the far wall to the entrance?
Correct. Far wall. This is the furthest wall to the entrance.
I was about to say I'm drawing a little map.
So am I.
Oh, that'll be fun. I can't wait to see.
Oh, I haven't drawn
how
a
it
map. I
matches
feel
up.
sad now.
Same.
That's okay.
I don't remember where the
Um,
Christmas tree came in, so that's just there.
Like halfway down the hall, and then this one that's by where you are is. So you have bookshelf on the left side, and then you have the bay window on the top. It's like equidistant from both of those walls, so kind of in the corner, but equidistant there. You have against the bay windows, you have a table with 3 chairs, one of which is pulled out a little further. On that table is some food things, some bottles of what looks like it would have been like water. There's a loaf of bread, and then just a small dinner plate of, there's like some tomatoes and meat and things like that. One of the glasses is smashed on the ground, although you do not see any liquid. That one may have been empty, but it is smashed on the ground. But you do see where the blood trail is leading. There is an elk. It is lying unmoving, covered in blood, at the bottom of a staircase, a sort of spiral staircase that leads upwards. Behind that staircase, there is a small alcove. You see a fireplace, which is lit, a chest brimming with gold and jewels, and a few barrels. But there
Is
is
this
the
to the
elk
right of
as
us?
well. That is, so again, going up, far wall is the bay window. If you kind of go a little bit to the right and then down, because that little storage area you saw the scarecrow and all of that is part of the right section of the house. Above that, on the opposite side of the wall, is the staircase and everything, and then to the left of that was the hallway that led down.
Yeah. I have a visual representation. I'm just confused.
No. There's a lot of detail here. That is why I'm actually really excited to see how your map
So there's
stacks
an
up to this.
So there's another hallway to the right that has a staircase down into it.
Let's say it's kind of like a hallway. It's basically the big living area. There's a wall that goes partially up. You have hallway, the one you came up on. You walked up, and then you kind of go up and around, and then right here's the staircase, the elk, and then the chest and everything here. So there's a little bit of wall that separates the two, but it's not necessarily another hallway. It's just kind of an extension of the living room. But there's a stairwell that goes upwards into a second floor, presumably. An elk at the bottom of it lying covered in blood, and that is where the blood trail leads. And then there's the fireplace, chest of jewels and gold, and a few barrels.
I will go to the elk and see if it's still alive.
Breathing very shallowly. How closely do you get?
I
Right
will
up to it?
say right up to it, yes.
Okay. As you approach, and this is all within earshot for all of you to hear. Thou hast gained the witch's ire. Thy kind cast hers upon the pyre. For now ye live within her walls. Toys and dolls, you are all. The apple is the key to survival. A rival in the bog may save you. Heed my words, so ye draw more breath. The hag's true name is Lady Death.
It's a shame I don't
Bars?
know how to spell most of these words that you just said.
I only know
I
bow.
will be nice about this because this is
Thank you.
a bit tricky. I will post this one. There are a few details
Okay.
here that may be important.
Oh, this is
So I
a
will
riddle
post-
puzzle. Oh shit! I feel like I'm in Resident Evil. No.
Let me.
Man.
We'll post it in. Fuck, where do I post this? Lore? Fuck, sure.
Does the elk look like a toy, much like us, or does it look like an actual thing?
I'm glad you asked. It does not look like a toy.
Dang
This is
it.
the only thing you've seen thus far that doesn't. And the moment it utters the last word, Lady Death, it stops breathing.
Oh, creepy. Me
Is
look.
its head pointed towards anything?
Its head was against the wall. It looks as if it fell down the stairs and then hit its head on the wall.
Oh. That was kind of. The apple. The apple. What?
Okay.
Any ideas, anyone?
Well, obviously, we need to find this apple and go to this bog. It also seems like she may be upset because of the way that magic users have been treated recently.
I wonder why that is.
How was that
And
our
Chiron,
fault?
you were... Oops, sorry about that. And Chiron, you were right up next to it. Could you make me an investigation check?
Oh, definitely, I can do this with advantage with my palette elf stuff. That is a 16.
There is something in its mouth.
Ooh.
You can see the glint of something metal. Just the end of it. It looks, with a 16, like the end of a key.
I will give a prayer over the elk, and then I will gently open its mouth and see what's inside.
Okay. You begin to pry open its mouth, and you're able to do so, but it's very stiff, as if it's been dead for a while. And you start to pry open the mouth. You hear a couple cracks, a couple pops, and you're able to remove a key. It is labeled dining room. There is a tag at the end labeled dining.
Alright.
Would any of you like to investigate the chest of gold and jewels?
I would.
You would. Please make
Yes.
me an investigation check as you approach.
I am writing C. Let's see, give it dining. Ugh. Let me roll. My eyeballs are burning. Oh, okay. Oh my god, I'm having shit luck. That's a 6 on
A 6.
investigation. Yeah.
Looks like a chest of gold and jewels. I mean, there must be hundreds there of gold coins, maybe some platinum mixed in, and the jewels are of various different colors.
Ooh, shiny. Thing.
You want to go
Man,
touch it?
I want to go touch.
You want to go touch?
Man,
Okay. So
yes,
you
I
go
would.
up and you like go up like maybe just kind of walk up and like touching it, and it's a giant plastic treasure chest. It's all fake. You
I
didn't
feel like
realize from inspection just looking at it, but once you get up and actually touch it, you're like, damn it. Because it's all
I feel
fake.
like you'd see Ulrich's like face, and then you just see like a single tear. Shit.
He just comes out leaning on the wall, arms crossed, just snickering at him.
She just he looks at her like, hmm, what is it with you?
Oh, nothing. I just thought that you were a priest and holy and would, took charity.
That's a lot coming from you.
I didn't go investigate the chest.
But you did leave my
Surprisingly.
life. For no
Hey,
reason. Aw.
I would
You were
like
just
to
lucky that
investigate
wasn't the
something.
world's most obvious trap.
Well, it looked shiny from a distance, I will be frank.
Well, I'm also somewhat interested in the bookshelf. I'd
Me
like to see
too.
if there's any interesting books.
Okay.
Maybe
Go
something
ahead.
related to the rhyme we just heard.
Of course. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Ooh, very good. 21.
Okay. With a 21, you go up, and again, there are things about vampires, werewolves, unicorns. None of them seem particularly applicable here. Most of them are just on the nature of this creature. There's some fantastical stories about those creatures. But you do see one, a single book, about um, covens of like witches and things like that. This is a book written in a shaky script, and it does not look like any officially published book you've seen, like most of the ones on this shelf. It looks like somebody bound and made themselves. And it is written again in a shaky script, and it looks like a direct account, just from a quick flip through, of the destruction of the last witch coven, the last uh, group of witches out there. Because there are wizards, there are sorcerers, there are different mages of all kinds, different something mancers out there. But witches specifically, and different kinds of hags, are something all to their own right, usually within the forests, um, and usually looking over certain creatures, kind of like druids in a way, but not exactly. They are often painted in a very bad light, even before the outlawing of magic. But now that that has happened, they were hunted down. This book talks of different orders of witch hunters who would go and hunt them down, and it also mentions a hag who not only what's the word I'm looking for? Who not only was able to escape the witch hunters, but killed a great many. And these witch hunters called her Lady Death.
She's single. Sorry.
God damn it.
This book says that she was not necessarily the most powerful of them, but she was one of the most mastered in illusion and in trickery. That is where her strength lies. So if you can see past her illusions and trickery and find a way to overcome them, then you can beat her. But you have to find a way. And it mentions one thing in particular. It mentions an apple. That there's an apple that can aid in that endeavor. There are a few of them, it says. But she always keeps one of them somewhere in her house.
That last part cut out.
There is only one apple that she keeps in her house. But there are a few of them that exist.
Well, this is quite sad.
It's what happens when you blindly follow things.
Well,
Can I
let's
look at the bookshelf
Yeah.
and at the wall behind it?
Make an investigation check.
Genetically modified 20.
I will tell you the wall behind it is a different type of wood than the other walls. It's a different coloration, but with doing a little bit of feeling around, it does appear to just be a wall. It doesn't appear there's any hidden door or anything like that, and you're pretty certain of that with that roll. But it is a different kind of wood, so it's almost like the wood was wet at one point recently.
No, it's wet.
I'll relay that to anyone who might deal with home decor.
Who is home decor in this house?
Looks at the purple floor and the orange tree.
Mm-hmm.
No one.
Right, it was the bookshelf that was wet, or the spot behind it? Because I'm
The wall
missing
behind it.
the wall behind it. Okay. Can I do the? Ooh, I don't know. I really want to try to move the bookshelf, but even I don't. If it was
You
related to
can.
somebody else, may I try?
Yeah, go ahead and make just a strength check.
I'll
Yeah,
help you, because that was my idea, but I didn't
Oh.
want to just do it on my own.
yeah.
Okay.
I got
Then,
an 18.
Oh, 18? I mean, if you
Yeah.
could roll with advantage because you're getting help from Consolida, unless,
Yeah,
I mean, you can, yeah.
I don't mind. I can see.
18's not bad, but yeah.
Yar. I'll take my 18 because the second one was a 6.
Okay. Then, both of you, helping each other, are able to move the bookshelf. And you do see that now that the bookshelf is moved and there's no shadow behind it, the wall is illuminated a little better by the window. It's not just the area behind the bookshelf that was a little wet. It kind of does extend a little further down the wall. And now that you're here, you can faintly hear the sound of like frogs past the wall.
Oh,
And for reference, this is the same wall that the locked door was on, just way further down the wall.
Right.
The one that tried to shoot me.
Yes.
Oh, yes, I am.
I would like to go check that since we
Oh,
got a key.
Yes, I did get a key that marked the
Yes.
dining room. That seems to be the only locked door.
Can I knock on the wall? Just
One moment.
feeling around for like hollowness.
Okay. We are going to be down a player for right now because Connor has to go, but
Oh.
that is okay. We will continue regardless. We will continue and carry on. Persevere.
Ah,
Sadness.
So you go down. I know. I'm so sad.
I
But-
wanted to knock on the wall, see if I can hear any hollow.
How to put this? The wall itself doesn't seem hollow in the sense that there's like a space in the wall. It's solid wood. It's kind of like a cabin sort of thing. It does sound like there's a room on the other side, though. It's like a decent echo, like there's a room.
We'll go down the hall then.
Okay. So at the end of the hall is that door, which there's no labeling on the door, insinuating that this might be the dining room, but the only other locked area you found thus far is the trapdoor. So there could be a trapdoor, or there could be a dining room in the basement, but it could also be behind this door. So
I will try the
it does not try to shoot you. You insert the key, you give it a turn, you hear a click, and then the door is unlocked. Do you open it?
Open the door. Open the door.
The room on the other side is very simple. It is stone floor, almost cobblestones like you would see a street made out of, but used for the flooring of the entire room. Faint bits of moss and things covering certain areas. And air in here is very humid. I'm going to refer to things still in a top-down perspective, so if I say top, I'm referring to like on a map if you were looking at it. Same orientation, you enter it this way, top. So going toward the top of the map. On
North.
the top, there is, north, kind of like that, yeah. Up to the top there is a single closed door, which I'll just tell you, quick inspection, it is locked. There is a piano a little bit down from the door you entered through. It's a big grand piano. There is a window on the same wall as the door you originally entered the house through. So bottom, there is a single window on the far side of the room. There's a fireplace. It's one of those caged fireplaces that has the iron bars, and it's lit, providing a bit more light. And then there's a single table. No chairs. This is a dining room table. Big, long dining room table, but there's no chairs. There's 2 candles, one on each end, that are lit and have been melting into the table. There are 2 other things in the room, and they are both on the table. There's a book, writing on only 1 page. In fact, there is only 1 page, and there's writing on it. And a gun. It is
Let's read.
It is a blast powder pistol, so that is like your standard flintlock style pistol, and it does appear loaded.
I would like to pick up the gun that shot me.
That shot
At
you.
me.
This is not that. That would be unlocked.
Oh, it's not.
This is on the
Oh.
table, not at the door. You do not see a gun at the door, though, looking at it.
Oh.
Don't know where it came from, but it's not at the door. But there is a
I'll
loaded gun
just
on the
pick up
table.
the gun.
Okay. And then there is the page in the book. Would anyone like to read it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
something.
Who specifically would like to read it? Because I'll send you what it says and you can read it.
I don't mind.
How to read
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
Everyone wants to
we'll
read
let we'll let
I will
Harley read it.
eventually read it, but
it. Yay!
Okay. I'll send it over to you in your private chat, and feel free to go ahead and read it whenever you're ready.
For victory to be assured, there must be sacrifice. We all sacrifice something along the way, don't we? Be better than I was. Live. But for that to happen, someone must die. Choose one of you for this sacrifice. I have
Oh,
given you all the tools you need. It is already loaded. I pray to Luminaris that you are not as alone as I was. This sacrifice will open the way to the bog, the only way to escape. Signed. It's not clear.
no.
Very good, thank you.
So one of us must die for the others to progress.
I would like to take a look at this page and see if there's any hidden meanings, trickery going on. Obviously,
Okay. What check would you like to make? Because you could make a variety. That you could make Arcana, you could make Investigation, you could use some form of magic. You could there are a few things you could do. What would you like to do? And I'll tell you what you might get out of it.
I think I would do probably Arcana check.
Arcana? Okay, go ahead and roll Arcana. This will tell you if there is any kind of illusion or trickery here,
And
besides what's
would
already
this situation fall into purview of being part of my job?
there. You know what? I would say so.
Okay, so
Investigating
I'm gonna use.
documentation and things, I could see that being part of it.
I would use guidance on myself.
Okay. I think that's reasonable, yeah.
I do not count
I
that
don't remember what it gives me. Is it just 1d4? I
I
think
think
it
so.
is.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes, it's 1d
I believe.
check.
Boop, 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 boop.
Be a high roll. Not too high though. 22.
22. With a 22, you can tell there's no trickery on this page. It is very plain in what it says. There is no illusion that you can see, and you're fairly certain of that. There is no. I'll tell you, there's not really any kind of hidden meaning that you note with that. This seems very straightforward.
Doesn't seem this note's been altered in any way.
So someone has to die.
Hmm.
I'm going to
Seems-
ask, because they are not here, do not choose Merrick or Seth. It
Yeah.
has to. This does narrow down who it has to be, because they're not here right now. But it has to be one of you four. And I will tell you, as DM, it mentioned the bog. Where else did it mention the bog?
Elk said that if you go to the bog, it's good.
Going to the bog, and it mentions the apple. And the apple in the book you read mentions what that does. So to
Yes.
progress, you have a loaded gun. And a sacrifice must be made. I will not give you any more information, because that is the information you
Right.
have. If you can find a creative
You
way
know.
around this, that is also an option.
Our scarecrow friend seemed pretty ready to go.
Hmm.
If someone has to die.
Didn't. I wouldn't want to without asking. He's
I felt his presence before. The scarecrow, I mean. But if what the paper says is true, I'm not above putting all you guys to go to the bog. I'll stay here.
You know, if anybody has to do a sacrifice, I suppose it should be me. I've been around longer than any of you.
And yet you still help the greater people.
And so do you. You helped me go around to do some good, bless some things.
I feel like Elvish will glance at Consolida and then look back at and Cameron. If I forgot his name, my brain kind of thing. Yes, but I know lives are more worthy than my own for the time being. I really don't mind.
You're not a broken doll.
Yet you can be repaired, sister.
I'd love
From
to see you try.
from what I can tell, this place preserves the soul, so even if someone was caused bodily harm, it wouldn't harm the soul here. At least that's what I'm hoping. But just in case, I believe that I would be okay with staying behind. You,
The bog seems pretty special. Maybe if we bring the corpse to it, it can help.
That depends if the spirit still remains within the house. I mean, it probably is, if we think about it. Felt it. Yeah. Can I go get the body? If we're gonna try
The
this?
body of which
The
one?
scare. Is it the scarecrow,
Scarecrow?
right?
Yeah, the scarecrow, right across the hall. You can run over there, and the scarecrow's body is there, not breathing and not moving.
I just feel like entire horse slowly lifts up the body in his arms and carries it back to the other room.
Okay, carry it over, and you now have the scarecrow in the other room with you. So, what is the decision?
Mm.
Well, this is awful.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this fucking sucks.
yeah.
There is. Yes. Yeah, this is hard.
Wait, what classes do we have left?
Sorcerer, bard, cleric, rogue, sapling. What were you again?
So
Sorlock.
And the
We
sunlock.
have Seth and Merrick who are inactive at the moment.
we're not picking them. We can't.
Yeah, we can't pick
Obviously,
them.
no. I'm thinking if one of us, there's obviously going to be some increase in aid.
Let me look real quick because let me see if I have anything to.
Where's the door to the bog?
The door
I assume
that
it's
you need
the
to get through?
yeah.
It is on the top. It's a little bit to the right of the fireplace, which is on the top.
Oh no, that's horrible. I can't do it.
Can I investigate
Can
it?
we?
Let
You
me
can
read this spell
go
again.
ahead and make an investigation check.
I just want to see like through keyholes. That's a natural 20. I love these dice.
Okay. You look, there is a keyhole, but similarly to at the bakery, other than the keyhole, which is a hole you can look through, you cannot see any seams around the door. It is in the wall. There would be no way to force or pick the lock on this door to get it open, but you can see through the keyhole. You see two things. One, there is a bog on the other side of this, larger than it should be for the house. It takes up about half the house. Roughly. And then on the other side is a small hut with a table with a little dollhouse on it. And on top of
Ooh.
that dollhouse, perched on the top, very precariously, is an apple. It is the shiniest red apple you've ever seen. It looks almost fake, but you can somehow in your bones know that it's not.
DM, I have a question.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if the spell would work because one of us has to die, right? That's the main goal, right?
To be fair,
So,
I never
we
said
open
that.
the- Yeah, I
But
know
if that
that's
is how you interpret the rules of this, sure.
for an example, right? But I was thinking, could you, for example, put someone to sleep? Would the bog still technically open because they are unconscious and would trick it?
You would have
I
to
don't.
try. I am not going to tell you what would work and what wouldn't until you do it.
I would like to try to cast sleep on myself.
On
Cast
yourself.
it's more likely to. I'm saying
Do you
kind
want
of.
to?
It's
You
more
want to
likely to work on someone who's not as vital as you.
And Chiron, do you want to sleep?
It's been a long day.
Okay, and Chiron, I got you. Ulrich covers his hand over Chiron's chest.
I
And
will move away from the general group because this is
Yeah.
an area spell.
Yeah,
It
let's
is
just
an area
Yeah,
move
just
away.
hide.
Okay.
I should-
Let me see. Okay. Go ahead and roll 5d8 for me then, Ulrich.
Let me quickly remember how the fuck a 5d8 works.
Yeah.
The
I
D8
I have sleep
has
up
a
so
little-
I can see.
a little
Yeah, it's
Alright,
done.
it
They're
didn't-
using D&D Beyond. They don't have their physical dice.
Oh. Let's see.
5d. What was it again? Because I'm just looking for the pictures.
5d8.
Yes, let me quickly roll that for you. Oh, okay,
Because that is
Got
how
it.
much it is for sleep.
okay.
For sleep.
If it were, it's an 8.
You need to roll 5 times.
5. Yes. Let me
I was about to
quickly.
say, you did not just roll
5 8.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. 2. Let's stop. Breathe. That's 1.
You
Are
know,
these
tap on
separately?
the dice multiple times, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say because I was confused. Okay, so that's 8 6.
That's
Oh.
it. I'm out.
That's it.
Oh.
In Chiron is low HP. And that's what it matters. Sleep
I'll
is a
grab.
thing where
I'll
if you
catch him.
go, yeah, if you go in excess of the creature's HP, they, or equal to it, they are unconscious. So in
8,
Chiron,
6. That's me.
that's it.
I'll just catch him in the
100%.
arms. I'll be like, oh, there we go.
And there we go. Very quickly, you start to feel yourself drift, and then you fall asleep. And
Oh wait, I forgot. Never
Yeah.
mind. Can we never mind this? I forgot that I'm immune to magical sleep.
Oh my
oh,
god!
that's
I
right.
forgot that.
True. Here, so that you don't have to do any more rolls. Would there be somebody who would want to take the place of Encheiron in that? Consolida?
Wishes to become a sleeper.
No, I mean, I'll just shoot myself.
No!
Do you want
I
to?
stand.
You
are
are a
holding the gun.
porcelain.
You can do that.
Y-
That is
I
within
am
your
holding
power.
the gun with them trying to, they're priests, they're clerics, they'll heal people, saplings, big, they'll be fine. I'm just gonna stand at the door, look at this, and please, for the love of God, no one describe this to Merrick, and just up through the chin.
Oh! Like, oh,
I have a
oh,
question
shit,
for
wow!
Consolida. I have a
Yes.
question without anyone else saying anything. What is the thought and the feelings behind Consolida doing this? Why is Consolida doing that rather than somebody else?
Just want to get this over with.
Just want to get it over with? That's it?
I suppose, and the other thought, quickly, is I'm sorry, Merrick.
Okay. So you point, you fire, and there is a bright flash. For everybody here in this room, the door that you came in through, you hear shut, and you hear another door open. And when the flash clears, the table and the page are gone, and Consolida, you stand there, an empty gun in your hand. And you get a DM inspiration. That is a d20 you can use at any time.
I'm shaking, so is she, and you can hear it because she's
I mean,
porcelain.
Ulrich has words. Ulrich is going to
Uh,
have words, I will say.
I will rush to uh, take take a look at the bottom of her chin. Get ready with my mending spell.
Yeah. Immediately, because this would leave a wound. Without even a roll, you can tell there is not a scratch, other than what was already there. In fact, Conselda looks a little bit more mended.
Mm.
I'm actually shaking.
You chose a selfless option. So, that is rewarded. The door to the bog is open, and behind it you see water, lily pads, little toy wind up frogs jumping from lily pad to lily pad. The water is not so deep. You could wade through it. It'd be difficult terrain unless you have a swim speed, but you can walk through it. It is. Let me actually count this real quick. The room itself is 1, 2, 3, 4, 55 feet across, and roughly 40 feet long from top to bottom. And you can see what you saw Consolida before. You see what looks like the little hut with the dollhouse and the apple on the other side of that room. There's piles of trash in that room. It's a bit in disarray. And you can see the walls in that area look wet. Looks like that was what was on the other side of the bookshelf.
I'm a little apprehensive about this whole wading through water situation because I'm hollow and made of wood.
Do
You are more likely to float than porcelain.
Yes, I'm also more likely to rot.
you want me to carry you in Chiron?
No, I should be fine.
Can I see the bottom? Like, if I
Like
put my head through,
wheels.
can I see the bottom of the water?
Oh, like I said, not very deep. You could walk through it. It goes up to maybe your knee.
That's fine. I'm just gonna step in.
Okay.
Do I
You
do I
do
still
not
have a
float.
gun, or is that gone too?
It is an empty gun.
Stow it away.
Okay. You have an empty gun for later. But yeah, you can walk through. It goes up to your knee, so depending on the heights of all of you, gauge that from there.
Not very far.
Yeah. It's not very deep water at all. And you can all walk through it with ease if you wish.
This feels
In
weird.
Chiron,
I
there
know
is a
for
little
a
bit of
fact.
that nervousness, because you are made of
Yes.
really hollow wood. Um, but you can all, through various means, are able to get across. What are all your passive? Who has a passive perception here, if anybody? Around 15.
I
I'm at
have 15.
14.
14.
Seth has 21. So,
I will say. Okay, I'm gonna say 14 and above.
I have 15. Oh,
15. You
sorry.
see it as well then as well. Both of you do. There is a very shiny in texture, scaly thing approaching from the left. It's about 20 feet away. And then you see two. And they are coming in sort of a pincer formation. One slightly off to the front and one slightly behind. This is going a normal speed across. I'll say this is once you get about 10 feet across.
ready for things. And I will
Dash.
level
Dash.
my toy. I'm gonna start leveling my toy spear and also start running.
I guess I'll
Okay.
follow. I don't know what things are.
Follow behind because
Okay. You all kind of start to rush across, and I will say, dashing. running, you can get across before they would reach you. They get to you get to the other side, and they're about 10 feet from where you are, and then they kind of stop and turn and circle. You're able to get across. Getting back's going to be a little harder.
Mm.
You just see like water pouring out from Concealed
Yeah.
from her hole, just shaking her leg off. God damn it.
Alicia's probably just gonna look around, to be fair.
Mhm.
I'll look at the toy house and look inside.
You
Oh,
look
yeah, I
through
have
one
a
of the
question.
windows. Yes.
Are we all like scaled down, but still, um, like proportionate to our normal height differences, or does that depend on
Yes.
our toy type?
It is. You are the same proportions as you were in reality. So the height difference is the same.
Okay.
So
Yes, you 7-Eleven
Sapling is a
giant.
very large Fisher Price
Fucking
toy.
big. My wheels are the size of your head.
Yeah, literally. Um, but in this area, it's pretty sparse. There is a cabinet, sink, a little bit of water in the sink. There is a large pile of just trash and things on the one side. And then in the center is a table with a dollhouse and an apple sort of almost pinned to the top of the dollhouse.
Mm.
Well,
And
Look
looking
at the
through
apple.
into the. You mentioned you were going to look into the dollhouse. Do you still do so?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just like looking around, noticing that. It's like, this is awful. Continue looking before looking up at the apple.
Yeah. You do see yourselves, by the way.
Eh.
Moving around, you see yourself looking into the window of the dollhouse. And do you look out the window?
Sure.
When you look up, you kind of see out the window. You see yourselves.
Ooh.
Huge on the outside.
Um. Okay.
But you
well,
cannot see into the second floor.
Let's just take the apple and go.
I'm going to look through the book didn't say anything about how to use the apple, just that it was important. Neither did this elk, and so yes, I suppose we should just take it with us.
I'll
It's
grab
like
it.
tacked on there.
Yeah, it's kind of like tacked on. There's like a little on the top of the roof. There's a little like weather vane, like a pointy little thing on the top, and it was kind of just stabbed onto there.
Is it alright if I take it then?
Yeah, one of you could take it if you want to take it. That's fine.
Oh,
I'm gonna go over to
We're gonna
the
get
hut.
Indiana Jones.
God damn it.
Alicia's gonna pick up the apple. She's gonna-
Nothing happens when you pick it up.
Hmm.
You all feel yourself shake a little bit. There's a little bit of like, oh, because the table shook a little bit. So it seems like whatever does happen to the house does affect you guys. So if
I
you were to, for
Oh
slap
example,
you.
no.
take the house and flip it upside down, you would be upside down.
Mm.
I want to check out the hut.
Check out the what, sorry?
The hut.
The hut. Okay, the hut you're in. Um, like I said, sink, cabinet. There's no drawers or anything, or like doors on the cabinet. They're just sort of like countertops. For like cooking. There's the sink, with a little spigot. There is a window, the one you were able to look out of, which faces the same area as the double window in the living room. Same area. And then there's the pile of junk. It looks like, just at a quick glance, it looks like there is rotten food, bits of scrap wood, lots of scrap wood, uh, and just dried paint. And it's a lot of the same colors used on the dollhouse.
Oh.
Ooh.
Can I walk around looking for creaky floorboards or floorboards that
Seeing
shift?
seeing dried paint, can I look around and see if there's a paint set nearby?
Roll me an investigation check, And you as well, Consolida, for the creaky board.
I'm literally just hopping around on each board, just like a little dance, like a leprechaun.
Yeah.
I keep rolling high today. Yay. Investigation.
Ah, that was terrible.
Yes,
10.
investigation.
Oh,
10, okay.
that was 21.
For Consolida, there is not a single creaky floorboard here. The floor is a bit cracked in places, so I guess there is a bit of creaking, but it's more so you look when you hear it, and it's just that same purple grass underneath. It doesn't appear there's anything under the creaky parts, but there are some creaky or broken pieces. And as far as for the painter set, you don't see one. Or if you do find parts of what might have been, like tubes of paint and brushes, the brushes are pretty crusted and really not usable without good cleaning, which you could do. And the paint is like open tubes or tubes that were entirely used. There's nothing you really find that could be used for the act of painting. Not here, anyway.
I got an idea.
Okay.
You know how I raided a certain shop with flowers?
Uh-huh.
I think I think I'm pretty skilled in grinding them down to paste. I could make really bad pasty flower paint.
You could definitely try.
Do you have any that you didn't eat?
Yeah,
I don't eat all of
because
them. I eat like
you were
half.
in a drunken.
Yeah, I take half, eat half, and then store the other half away. So I end up with like a quarter of a plant.
Good to know. Good to know. You're
Good
not
to
gonna
know.
like it
Oh
when
my
I rob
goodness.
you.
No, because you have a giant mouth.
Oh boy. Okay. You definitely could. You could make some pretty bad paints. There's water here, so you could basically make like really rough watercolor. Um, do you have the material like a mortar and pestle? Do you have stuff like that?
I'm
Or do
not
any of you have that kind
sure.
of stuff?
Do you have an herbalism kit?
Me? No. I have
Okay, so
cook's
no.
utensils. I don't think they work though.
I mean, if you can tell me with the things that you have how you do something like what you're wanting to do, then I probably won't say no if you can explain to me how it works with what you have on your person.
Um, um,
Or if you'd like to
what's
try to
that?
find something in this pile of trash that might help you. But you gotta tell me what you want.
I'll look in for like oil, the trash for oil.
Roll investigation.
You want oil?
13. Or at least like a thickener to make it not as bad.
I'll say you can find like a small flask of oil. It's like almost like a cooking oil, kind of. But with the consistency, it should work for what you're wanting.
Okay.
It's like one small, like test. I'd say like a couple ounces, maybe.
Okay, bear with me, but I will not be able to make a vast array of colors.
Oh no,
Um,
all I really need is gray.
Great, that's fine. That's perfect actually, because I have a torch and I'm gonna.
There you go.
I have a mess kit. I don't know what's included in cook's utensils, but I do have a mess kit that has a shallow bowl. So I'll light my torch, take
Okay.
bits of broken bits, put it into the bowl, add the oil, grab some water, and
There's rocks.
oh,
You could
I'll
take a
use a
rock
rock.
and use it to grind it. Yeah.
I
Just
will
take like
use a
a
rock.
piece of stone. Yeah. And you get to grinding away. See, this is the creativity I love. Taking the things you have that you were given at the beginning of the game. So you start to take these flowers and things and different things and grind down into sort of like a gray paint. and it'll be serviceable. It's serviceable as paint. Um, you can also, like I said, there are a couple paintbrushes there that are a bit crusty, but you could clean them off in the water. Do you want to try to do so?
Oh, yes,
Or
I
do you
would
have
like
something?
to take a thinner one more precise, and try to clean it
Okay.
off.
Go ahead and just make me a fuck, I don't know. This is a weird one. Um, make it dead. Hmm. What are your proficiencies in Chiron?
Uh, Arcana, History, Insight, Medicine, and Persuasion.
Persuade the paintbrush. No, this is a weird one. Uh, give me just a dex check. It's not a very high DC. You're cleaning a paintbrush, not doing rocket surgery.
Oh gosh, it may not be
Rocket
a high
surgery?
DC, but I sure did get a 7 on that.
Oh, it's a good thing the DC was a 5. Because,
Okay,
again,
good.
listen, I could clean
It's not
paintbrushes when I
rocket
was little. I
surgery.
didn't do a good job. But, and
It's
just like this,
clean.
yeah, it's clean, is what I can say. There's still bits of paint on it. It's still a little stiff,
But
but
it'll
it'll
work as a
service for what
paintbrush.
you need. Yes.
May I have that paint? I'd like to go back to that closet eventually.
Okay. And she'll just hand you the bowl of smushed charcoal bits and oil and paint.
Oh, good. Yes.
Okay. So now the fun part. Unless there's something else you want to do in the hut, is there anything else anyone would like to do here?
Well, Ulrich has the apple, which is important.
How far? It's
Oh,
55. It's
hmm.
40 feet from the door we came in.
Well, what if can I see the little creatures that are outside in the bog on the little dollhouse?
In the little dollhouse, I'd need a perception check because that is a fine detail, or investigation. I'd allow that too because of fine detail.
Gosh. Yeah, I'll probably do investigation because I get advantage on it, even though it's a less, I get less bonus.
Hmm.
That is a natural 20 for a total.
Heck yeah. On the little dollhouse, you can see them. They're faint because they're small, but you can see them moving around. At this point, they are actually kind of out of sight from where you are currently in the hut. There's a little window. So you have the bog. It's a little wider than it is long. Again, only being about 40 feet from where you are to the door you came in, but it's about 50-ish feet wide. They're just a little bit off to the left side. There's a window you look through and can see them. They're waiting around the corner. If you're looking at the door you came in, they're a little bit off to your right. So
May
on the
I,
map, they'd be a little bit on the left.
in my cobbler's tools, I probably have like a little pair of tongs for pressing leather. Can I like try to pick them out and place them on the table?
The window is solid, so you'd have to get through the window. Do you just want to kind of like try and smash through the window?
Oh, there's a window to
There
the
is a window.
bog?
That's how you're able to see them. There is a single window on the top.
Oh, I thought the bog was
So,
like outside.
no, the bog is inside the house, which is
Oh,
that's the weird part. It is part of the house. There's just a bog inside.
I don't want to
That
destroy
I
them.
should have described that better. That's my bad. Yes, there is a bog there. The hut is also part of the house. It's like somebody took a hut, cut it in half, attached it to on the map the left side of where the living room is. Below that's the bog, and then that goes into the dining room below it.
Well then, I'm not going to try to do that. I don't want to destroy anything because I don't think that would go very well.
I
I
mean,
don't
are you
know.
telling people what you're doing? Because
Yes, I will.
can I?
s-
Does the window open?
Uh, you'd have to get over to it, and it's in the water. Like the wall is adjacent to water. The where you are in the little hut, there's no hold on. There's a window in the hut, but the window that you're looking through to see those things, because they're out of sight of you, like looking out into the bog, you can't see them. They're off to the side. but there's a
Okay.
window that you can see through the small house, the dollhouse, and see them in the bog.
Okay. How
To
far
get
away
to
are
that
they?
window,
Doll have
you'd
the
have to.
window
Is the
open?
window? How far away is the window from the where we are right now?
Let me count. Going diagonally from like window to window. So the window you can't see right now and the window that you can, it's about 20 feet, 25 feet. So about that distance, maybe 30 from where you'd be standing right now.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna go outside and try and open it.
Oh
Okay,
gosh,
you want to go outside?
I will
Do
ready myself
that.
to try to grab these creatures.
I'm going
Okay.
to cast Longstrider on myself to give me extra
Oh,
movement speed.
okay. Okay, so
Uh,
how much movement does it give you? Is it an extra 30?
an extra. Let me have a look. I think it's just 10 feet. You touch a creature, the target speed increases until 10 feet. I now have 40 feet of movement speed.
Okay. So first off, you have to get the window open. It does open. It just kind of swings out on a single hinge, and
I don't want to
it's
be in
really
the water.
weird
I
because
want to like push myself out and just like hold there because I don't want to be in the water.
so let me. You know what? You guys have seen the entire house at this point. Hold on. I'm posting the map.
Ooh.
Yay!
You
Well,
I'm
we haven't seen the
afraid.
entire
explore the
house.
whole
We haven't
bog.
been in the basement.
Well, this is just a map of the floor
Ground
you're
floor.
on.
Yeah.
Here you go. This should put it in perspective. Let's see how your matches how your maps stack up.
Let's
So
have a look.
you are currently
Ooh.
where the picture of the
Hmm.
apple is. That is where
You
you
know what?
currently are.
That's
So you see what
pretty
I'm talking about, the window and the
similar.
water. So you leaning
Oh
out, there's
yeah.
no water on the outside. That's the table that the house is on.
Eh,
So
this
you
is
can go out there and
disorienting.
just run across the table and then get to that window. You could do that.
I guess I'll do that.
Okay. So it's really weird. You look at the table you're so Dollhouse is sitting on a table where you are. This is fucking weird.
It's hurting my head.
Well, you don't see yourself because you're out there. But those of you still in the building can actively see. Like in Chiron, you've got the tweezers ready. You're standing there. You
Yeah.
see the little window open, and you see a little Concelida run across with the speed of Longstrider, get to the window, open it, which it opens no problem. It's not locked, and you can see the little, which you can see now. They're little crocodiles.
I don't want to be there.
Okay.
Let me
Well,
They do see you, and they're coming.
out. Help.
I will try to pick one up with my little tongs.
Go ahead and make me a dex check. And do you have proficiency with these tools?
I do have proficiency with these tools. They're
Add
cobbler's tools.
proficiency.
Part of
Then
mine.
you add proficiency.
Yeah.
And they have made their rolls for dodging.
A 21 is my total.
That is better than both of theirs, as you deftly dink dink and grab them both, and they are wiggling, they're wriggling, and they're trying to get out. And also, and for both Sapling and Ulrich, you guys, like, you can see the small house and you see what's going on there, but you just see these two massive bits of metal enter through the one window and just grab the both of them and take them out, and they're like thrashing and going fucking nuts because they do
Yes,
not
one.
like this.
Yes. Consolida, would you mind closing the window? Both of the.
Consolida, would you because you hear both the loud voice and the small voice. It's really weird.
Oh, my head. I just slam it shut and just like stumble back into
So,
the water.
so okay, so both windows are shut. I'm going to place the crocodiles on the table. And we should be okay to go back to the bog now.
Yeah,
Are you
bog is
sure
safe.
you want to put them on the table in Chiron? I mean, that's where we are. I'd rather put them on the floor.
Uh,
I don't want them knocking the
Oh,
whatever this
yes,
building is.
probably. I'll go to one of the
Wait.
little countertops and put them on one of the
We'll put them in
countertops.
a sink with the water in it.
Oh yes, with the sink. They like the water. I'll put a little bit of water in the bottom of the sink.
Okay, you just plop them down in there and they're appeased for now.
Have you ever seen a crocodile floating in clear water?
Yes, it's hilarious. I love them. But they're in the sink, and the bog is now clear. The only thing left is the little bits of frogs, and there's like little wind up. They almost look like little clockwork mosquitoes. There's just these little tiny things you just hear as you're walking. You just hear, zzz, 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 and
Oh,
it's annoying. Um, but you're able to make it across. Where would you like to go now?
I would like to go back to the closet.
The closet. Perfect.
just emptying my legs with
To
water
to the
and
trap
moss.
door.
Yes. And yeah, emptying all the water.
I'm
You
just gonna
get to
shake
the
you out
trap
upside
door.
down.
Oh, it comes through my mouth.
Just pours it. Yeah.
I will have the paint and the brush. I'm gonna try to paint on the trapdoor key, but it's like a sideways key, like it's already been unlocked.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and make me I want to say performance. Unless you have like proficiency with painter's tools.
I don't have proficiency with painter's
Okay.
tools.
Okay, then yeah, I
I
would
would
say
like to help
performance
him
check.
since I made the paint and I know how awful it is.
Help action. That'll work.
All right.
So that'll be advantage.
So that's performance.
Yep.
Ooh, a genetically modified 20.
Okay,
Ah,
genetically modified 20. And so you paint what you aim to, and it does seem to. Do you want to try it?
I will try the trapdoor.
With a large, resounding creak, it opens and there's a hole with a ladder beneath it. And we're gonna go ahead and
Oh
take a
no.
slightly early break.
okay.
No, not a ladder.
Yeah,
yes!
I know. Your arch
You're not getting up or
nemesis.
down.
I'm gonna go look for the makeup pencils.
Okay. Well,
I've been
you wanna
having
hop on
fun
break?
with the mind-bending capabilities that we have now.
Oh, it hurts
That's
my
good.
brain.
So,
Heyo.
some people. Oh my god, one of the people has done character makeup. I love it. So, again, you are ventriloquist dummy, and I see it. I love it. So, there's a ladder in front of you. I will say, because one of the characters is not capable of ladders, it is a big enough hole you could drop down, and you can see the bottom. It is maybe 10 feet. Not enough that you would take any kind of damage. It's maybe a little more than 10 feet. No damage would be taken if you were to drop down. Getting up would be a little harder. But you tell me how you would like to overcome that obstacle. But for the group, do you head down?
Yay.
I'm big and strong and scary. I'm tough.
You
I
are
can go
wind
first.
You go
I'll take
first,
whatever
you
is
just
best.
blend into the darkness. We don't see you anymore.
Oh,
Ah, yes.
the paper.
Good. Good.
Oh,
Anyway,
no.
so
No. You see what our fates?
welcome to the labyrinth. So, Merrick, you said you want to go first, right?
Yes, I will fearlessly go.
Fearlessly. Good. And fearlessly, you head down the ladder, and what you see is you can either go left or go right.
I'm gonna need to make it.
But how we're gonna do this, because it's a decent sized maze. If I was like left or right, straight left or right, this would take hours. So what we're gonna do instead is there is going to be, how many of you are here right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are going to be 5 rolls made, each of you leading it a different time. And you're going to tell me what skill, ability, or whatever you would like to use to aid the party in going the correct way. There is a number of failures, and something happens. A number of successes, and you get out. I will tell you, actually, I will be right back. I need to grab my paper for this.
Everyone screaming the mic.
I go, yeah. Do we want to go down there when there's a perfectly good upstairs?
We go down, we handle the labyrinth first, and then if we go up, then we live to tell another tale.
That's if we arise in the house again.
Do you want to
There's
just
also
do you want to
another
try
option.
that?
Go
just
down the
dying.
ladder.
Well,
I like
there
feel
doesn't
it's like
seem to be a way out, so going down is our only option.
that is true.
There is an upstairs. We did see some stairs that lead up that spiral.
That is a thing.
This is
and you have
true.
not checked
Then
those
why
yet.
don't we check
So you
that
could
out?
go.
Hmm.
Yes. Let's explore upwards before we go downwards.
Okay.
That's fair. I mean, that would be.
I feel like Merrick would just call that out then. Just it's either left or right. There's no definitive way forward.
We're going back to those stairs that lead up.
Up.
Well
The
then.
Going
image
downstairs might
of Merrick
be a
climbing
bit
back up.
easier.
Sorry.
I'm trying to like figure out how to like hook my hands because I have like those like little like ball hands with like just a little hole in the drilled out in the center. So I'm having to like hook my way up.
I feel like you can use your inner fucking
Just like getting
You need a hand
aggressively
down
angry.
there. Can I help him? Can I help him, please?
I've got
Yeah,
it, I've
sure.
got it, I've got it.
So it's just fucking falls laughing.
Mr. Nubby
Merrick.
McGee down there. I'm sure you don't want help, sir.
Merrick angrily eventually reaches the top.
Damn.
Getting
give him,
down
like,
was
a-
easy. Oh, you want to give it? Yeah.
A pat on the head. I was like, good job, buddy.
Just looks down at you with like one angry face he can manage right
Don't
now.
look down at me like that. I'm shy.
I can't look any other way right now.
Pencil to get this man.
What do you want me to do?
Climb on.
What?
We have
Climb
so
onto
ridiculous.
him?
We have so much to talk later, sir. Man,
Uh,
sir. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I being climbed?
I don't know. I don't think so. She's too busy laughing at the images you just
Can I just hold on to saplings? Sure.
Why?
I just want to hold on to something that's comfy.
Oh,
You bring an aura of peace with you.
so we're heading to the stairs.
Yes. So, you make your way out of this room and to the little bit to the north there, passing the trees and the cabinets, and the rocking horse, which is still in the same position it was last time. Elevated as if someone's rocking forward, but frozen in place like that. You turn to the right and see the elk dead at the bottom of the stairs.
Oh.
To get up the stairs, you do have to step past it. But it doesn't seem like it would do anything. I mean, it was dead last time you checked.
I'll take a big step over it.
Someone
Okay,
here
take
has
a big step over, and it does not move.
Going
Wait,
upstairs would already be hard enough for him.
wait.
Ew.
Is
You want
it
to wait
is
down
it
here,
possible?
sapling? Sorry.
No, you first.
No, you go. We're not
All
having
right.
this conversation.
Is it possible? Is it possible to move this elk out of the way? Just
Yeah,
so
go
like,
ahead and make me a strength check.
oh
I got
boy, let me roll well with Merrick today.
Darn.
Oh, okay, that's a 17 plus 4 for a total of 21.
There you go. And so you grab it and you're able to move it. You kind of have to take your hands with how they are because you can't grab. You kind of have to use the antlers and like put the hand on one of the antlers and just kind of start pulling. But you're able to, with relative ease, move this very large, heavy animal out of the way. There is a kind of empty space. You can move it so it's out of the way and you kind of move it over there.
Well,
And yeah.
let's all help our mobily challenged friend mount this great height,
Yeah, I'll assist.
and I will attempt to help Sapling mount these stairs.
Yeah, can I do it too? I'll help.
Yep. I'm gonna say with
This is
multiple
a
of you
group
doing
effort.
this, I'm not gonna make you roll for it because there are multiple of you doing this.
Yeah.
And Sapling is not hopefully actively fighting you.
Are we just Are we like lifting Sapling or pushing Sapling up the stairs?
Kind of both.
All.
It's like
Are
moving a
you
couch.
dragging me by my tail?
There's
All right,
there's like a thing,
I'm just
yeah.
worried about. I'm just worried about pushing Sapling, and once we get to like the top, there's just flat surface, and they just go down.
Oh
to the
no.
How are you guys going about this?
Casella's watching. She's
It's a
not
bit like
helping.
it's a bit like moving a couch, I think.
Yeah, I would
So
think
we're
so
kind of
too.
like
Rotate
either
it.
side,
No, not that
kind
way.
of
Yeah.
like
Okay, so I can
It's
like
not
help
heavy, it's
to
just
anchor
awkward.
myself by like grabbing a railing.
Yeah,
There's a
that would
railing.
be a
You
good
can like
idea.
grab the railing and like kind of pull yourself along as they're pushing and pulling. And you do
Yay.
eventually get to the top. It's a spiral staircase, so you do kind of have to curve as you go, which is really not helping the
Awkward.
situation.
This is
Turn,
terrible
go,
to
my
do.
left.
Yeah,
No,
this
you're
is
left.
literally the worst.
This
Um,
one shot where
The
we're like
ladder.
movers. No, one shot where we're movers to like a company. Straight up, we're just movers.
That would not last long.
Don't break this artifact
But-
that might kill you.
you reach the top. Oh god, I feel like such a dick for this. You reach the top.
Oh no!
And there is a singular room with one door, and there are three pedestals. Or I'm sorry, there are. Let me look again here. What is it over here? There it is. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 pedestals. There is. How to put this? On one of them is a square hole. Like you could place something square in shape into it. One of them is very obviously in the shape of a gun. similar to the one you have. One of them is oddly shaped. It's a round object, but on top of it sticking off is sort of a, I guess like you could say, a flared rectangular object. It's kind of hard to explain, but sort of cylindrical, not cylindrical, circular, like spherical. That's the word. And then a cylindrical thing,
Like a
almost like kind
vase?
of like, not exactly like a vase. I guess you could say it almost looks like a sphere with a tube sticking up off the top, almost kind of like it could be a hat on top of something. No, not that. It almost looks like it could be like almost like a stovepipe hat on top of something. Possibly a head. Who knows? That's the best way to describe it. And the fourth one is a. It looks like it would fit some form of cut gemstone. Almost like a diamond.
Diamond in the rough.
I guess I'll go drop the gun in its spot.
Clicks into place with an audible click, and the pedestal lowers into the ground.
Wait, what were the two
Consolidate.
names?
Is it gone completely?
It goes
Like,
into the floor,
flush with the floor?
and then the floor
Okay.
I'll say the floor covers it up, so you can no longer
Okay.
retrieve the object.
I'm
Was
And
there
then the
to-
three. Oh yes.
I'm gonna make an attempt to put to retrieve the book about the witches' covens and put it in the square hole, but I don't think it's probably
Yeah.
not.
It's
I
a
was gonna-
rectangular
The
shape.
hole is too deep for a book, and the book is more rectangular, where this is almost a
Yeah.
perfect square, a cube almost.
And I
You
try the
still got
jack and the
consolidator in the box?
consolidator box. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
'cause I was in
consolidator
the-
box. You put
I
it in
do-
place.
Is there a circle on the pedestal real quick? It's forgetting.
On which pedestal?
Like, what's the shape of the third pedestal? My brain's like losing
Oh.
it.
I'll remind on those two after I describe what
like
happens
a-
with this one.
Okay.
Yeah. You put the consolidator box in, and it lowers into the floor and is covered. That seems to have been
Oh.
accepted. The two remaining is. Where's a pen? Hold on. Give me 2 seconds, and I will just draw what. Yes, like that. It looks like that.
Ah.
It's a sphere with a cylindrical thing on top. Again, kind of would look like a head with a hat on top.
What does it look
with like a
like?
tall hat. Like a
Frosty
sphere
Snowman.
with a hat on top. Have you ever seen
Okay.
Thomas the Tank Engine? Sir
Yeah.
Topham hat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like they cut off his head, and that's what needs to be put in there.
Oh no.
Oh.
Looking at you, Bill.
And then the fourth one looks like it would fit some form of like pointed gem, sort of like if you see a diamond in a like old children's video game or something where it's like that perfectly cut diamond. That's what it looks like would fit into the fourth one.
Do you think all of
Just
this will be in here, or will some of it be below?
looks at like the area where the consolidator box went. I guess it'll be all over the place. I'm sure that's not going to be a problem.
Yes. We won't bring you up the next time, Sapling. I'm sure we can bring the items up without you there.
Yeah, that is probably a good idea.
So how are we getting him down?
Carefully.
Do we have to get him down?
Yes.
We went through this much effort.
Well, there's not much up here. We thought it might be another floor.
I
gonna
don't
go
suppose
down
there's anything on
first.
the staircase that can be like broken to give us more room.
want to
Like the
walk
railing, we
through
don't need that.
The way that I imagine how we can do this is we can roll him down slowly and kind of hold on to his tail and try to make
sounds
sure he doesn't tumble
painful.
down the stairs.
I'm going
Okay.
down first to just watch this.
So,
Oh.
in Chiron, I'm asking this of you because you usually get advantage in this. Make me an investigation check, please.
Oh, yes, I do get advantage on that.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you specifically, because I know you have
Oh
advantage.
no.
Oh no.
That is a 21.
Okay,
21.
right next to the staircase, there's like a recessed button in the wall. Looks like it could be pressed.
I will press the button.
The stairs shift into a ramp. It is now a spiral ramp.
All right, well.
For better or worse. For better or worse.
You know what? Just stand
Sapling
aside.
fucking
Free bird.
Sapling speeding down, falling off the top.
Yeah, Sapling, you want to go for the ramp?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
so you
yeah.
just go for the ramp and you start rolling. Are you using the railing, or you just going and seeing what happens?
No, just go. Let's just get this over with.
Get it over with? So you start to go and start to pick up speed, and you're like grinding against the railing as you go down, and just careening down the staircase, picking up speed.
Did
And now there's a
anyone-
wall
I
in
heard
front of you, and you can't
Consolidate
stop.
Did anyone tell Concel? I only heard Consolidate watch out.
Yeah,
Consolidate,
Sapling
make a
did.
You
Oh.
probably heard
Because you had a
the
warning. You had a warning, so you get advantage.
Oh no. You're supposed to be good at these!
Fine.
That was a natural one.
Well, you had advantage because there was a
Oh,
warning.
advantage.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. That's a.
Okay.
I mean, it makes it a 10.
Oh no.
Like, proficiency, but you.
Okay, Sapling. No, I'm gonna ask you to make a deck save because you are approaching the bottom rapidly.
Sapling shatters Concelida.
No.
This is not how I thought I'd die.
A deck save.
I got my dinner.
Because you are rapidly approaching the
Yeah.
bottom.
Your sister
Okay.
might just be
It's
crushed.
a 22.
A 22. Okay. Concelida,
Oh no.
from the impact of hitting Sapling, or Sapling hitting you, you take 5 bludgeoning.
Ow.
It wasn't that bad. Could be worse. And Sapling, you
Holy
take half of that. Total from that and impacting the wall, which you two take half of that. You take a total
Ow.
of 6.
You just hear like a shatter sound as she's pressed into the wall.
Oh no.
And then
that's
you just hear,
probably not good.
ow.
Slide down, jump over the railing, get to her quickly.
I'm not going to go too fast, but I'm going to take out my blanket, drape it over the railing, and kind of gently slide down the railing.
It's
Oh,
fine.
she's just
Can I
holding.
flavor this, DM?
Say again?
Can I flavor this?
Sure.
I imagine sapling's just a solid piece of wood with like some hay bits on top. You, with how tall you are and how like you are next to me, you slam into my arms with the wooden part. And because I took 5, I'm just gonna say only 1. Where her glove and her sleeve connects, it's just down, like, ow.
Sure.
Oh, she's just laughing at the top of the stairs. Don't mind him.
Ah, what was that for?
Is everyone all right?
1,000 apologies.
I'm fine.
Your arm. Can you move us?
Yes. Not very well.
I've got my pork in my brace.
In Chiron, is there anything?
Not right. Oh, I will go to Concelida, kind of reset where the hand's supposed to be, and I'm going to attempt to use mending since we are toys right now.
But
Okay, let me check something. Just gotta check the wording on a thing. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted these.
thanks.
Concealador! Not your arm, Concealador!
Sorry.
Okay. Here is what I will say. It is repaired, and Chiron, roll a d4.
4.
Mm.
And then at Consolidate, you get 4 HP back.
Oh,
Mending.
thank
It
you.
is a cantrip, so it can't be as good as a healing spell, but it can heal a d4 of damage when used.
Fun. Thank you. And Chiron, was it?
Yes, not a problem.
How beautiful is this?
Just look
well.
at Sapling. Are you okay?
Oh yes, yes, just fine. Apologies again. That was not intentional.
It's not, it's okay. I forgive you.
Are we going to head back to the ladder?
I imagine so.
Oh, no. I suppose so.
On the way back, I give the horse, the rocking horse, a little wave as we pass.
I actually want to poke it in the schnoz, just like to set it back. Because it's avoiding
wanna
gravity
glare
and I
at
don't like it.
It is as if it is stuck in place. Although in
gonna try to kick it over.
and you do hear like a little giggle.
Nope. Labyrinth,
Yeah.
moving now.
Let's go. Come on.
Well,
You
I'm
make your way back
gonna
to the ladder. Oh, yes.
I'm going to look around the closet and see if there's any mobility options for this ladder, like there were for the stairs. See if there's any
Wait, a
disability
closet?
Make
accommodations.
an investigation check.
Wait, is there?
Another 21.
A 21. And Merrick, I didn't hear what you said. What was that?
Asking about this closet, like where it is, what it's.
Oh,
What's
yes.
in it?
So this closet, it is on the map and pictures. It is the room to the far, like bottom right. There is various crates. Some of them that have, actually they don't have. They're empty currently because the items in them were taken. There is a doll laying on the ground, decapitated. In its hand, a cleaver, a toy cleaver. There's a couple mannequins with doll dresses in your guys' size, and there is a stick by the window. There's a single window here. And then there's the trapdoor, which is a painting on the floor that has been raised like a trapdoor. And that's.
Could I
and
take
then
the
there's
cleaver?
A clothesline. You want to take the cleaver? Yeah. It's like a standard butcher's cleaver. So for stats wise, it could be used like a dagger, I suppose. It would have the same stats as a dagger.
Okay.
Yes.
The clothesline. Can I take that?
You want to take like the actual the line
Yeah,
itself?
the clothesline. Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
want the
you can
clothes.
take
I'll
that.
put those in like a box and just take the line.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. You have I'd say it's actually 20 feet long, in case that matters for you.
20 feet long. Okay, great. I'm tying everyone together.
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
on
perfect.
Chiron and his belt, and then Sapling against one of his hands,
No.
wrists, I guess. On Orich's like hip, and then Merrick's. I just loop it through the hole in his head.
Oh,
I was gonna say, like, maybe you could do that.
And then
Yeah.
I'll just
Can you do it on
tie the last bit to my wrist.
okay. So
And
you're
my
all
my 21
21. Yes.
to look
There
for
does not
mobility
appear to
disability
be.
options.
Does not appear to be. This is, hey, listen, this hag, she's not as, good as she
Yeah.
could be in making sure things are accessible.
Damn it, Barbara. I thought we were
I
friends.
know. You said Barbara, and I totally forgot that was the name of her shop for a second, and I was like, God damn it. I did that. I named it that. I forgot. But yeah.
It's your doing.
It was, yeah.
I'm
This
going
is
to
all
tie
my
us
doing.
all
You didn't
together
blame
at
me.
the bottom of the ladder, but it's
Good
gonna look a
idea.
bit sapling.
Good idea. Yeah, for sapling, you can basically drop down into the hole. It is big enough you can drop down into it. For the rest of you, you could drop or take the ladder. But for sapling, eventually you'll have to get creative getting out if there is no other exit within this area that would lead you somewhere else.
The stupidest fucking mental image of this.
Yeah.
Is
But
that decapitated head something we might need? I didn't get a visual aid of the weird
we don't know
circular
where it went.
cylindrical object,
Perhaps.
so
Perhaps. It is kind of like a head shape with a top hat, but
you can take it
would
if you want.
someone else like to try it? Someone with legs?
try what? I will. Noticing what Sapling's asking, I will go back up and look around, see if I can find the decapitated head.
Well, it was
Okay.
right there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's in the near the door, so you kind of just walk over and you are able to pick it up. It is a doll's head. As you pick it up, it follows your gaze, locks eyes with you,
Oh.
and no matter which way you
Ooh.
turn it, it watches you, though it does not.
Is
See
it
you.
is it wearing a stovepipe top hat?
Or is its
It is
neck
not.
stuck?
It is a woman with reddish hair, longer reddish hair.
May I play
Or we
something
stick
real
it on
quick,
the butt?
DM?
Yes,
I
you may.
will.
Thank you. I don't know if it'll pick up on my mic, sadly.
Oh,
No, it didn't pick up.
No.
Sadly, it was
Oh.
like,
Oh no.
Lego
Yeah.
break sound effect.
I'll
look. It's
I'll try
funny.
to affix it back to its place on the head.
okay.
the neck.
Could make a medicine
Why?
check.
Oh, I can do that. I have proficiency in. 17.
You are able to, though not fully knowing the anatomy of this thing, you are able to just kind of attach it to where it should be, give it a little bit of a push, a little bit of a twist, a little bit of elbow grease, and it clicks into place. The doll begins to sit up, looks over at where the cleaver was, because it's been taken, looks at the person who took it, that being Merrick, and holds out its hand. And it does not move.
I imagine it's unable to attack. Sorry, trying to focus. I imagine that there's been a way that he's been able to attach it to his like whatever like little felt belt is kind of around there in his clothes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
just the little hand just onto the handle. I can like just try to hand it over if he's there.
This thing stands up as you do, looks at you, looks at it, and just you, Merrick, you are the only one that hears this, very faintly, in the back of your head like a whisper. Kill lots of people with that for me. And then its hand lowers, and it walks out the door, out of the room, and starts heading toward the living room. The rest of you just see it stand up, look at Merrick, and walk out the room.
Where's she going?
supposedly to relax. The living room did look nice to sit in.
Yes, the corpses makes it oh so homely.
Probably.
Aside from that,
Shall we get going? Looks at Sapling.
yes, let's.
Yep, let's go.
Okay. So most of you can either make it down the stairs or dropping. Sapling, do you just drop down in?
Is it? Do
Gimme!
do I know it's not gonna fucking kill me?
Correct. It is not that far of a drop that it would cause any damage.
Dream
Oh,
on.
okay.
It's a pretty day. The sun is shining. Blah, blah, blah.
We're
Yeah,
great
it's
at
gonna
staying on
drop.
topic.
Oh boy. Okay.
We're all tied
So
together for the maze.
you are all then tied together with the maze. So we are going to. There are 5 of you. Each turn it's going to be a different person. You'll make a roll, and then I have my rules for how this works here. I will tell you. It's going to kind of rotate because here is. I'll just tell you the rules so you kind of know how this will work. It will take 5 turns to escape. Each turn, one of you will choose how you aid progression. It could be an ability, it could be a spell, it could be a skill that you have proficiency or don't in. You just tell me what you want to do to help progress. Failures bring something closer. 3 fails and something will happen. Each success removes one of the turns until you hit 0 and you escape.
Would I be able to use guidance for this, or is that outside of my job?
Oh
I
no!
would say on your turn, if you wanted to use guidance, that would not be a failure or a success, but that would aid future endeavors for the
Hmm.
future rolls. And basically, we will go either until 3 failures or you escape. Again, could be an ability, could be a spell, could be this. You tell me what you want to do, and then we'll go from there. We are going to start off. I'm going to just, for the sake of structure here, I'm going to go in the order you're on my screen here. That would start off, unless there's somebody who volunteers to go first. Otherwise, we would start with Kinsella. I hear no takers, so
Oh,
Kinsella,
fine.
you're up first.
Okay. Does the maze reach the ceiling?
Yes, there is no way you could climb to look around. It is floor to ceiling. It actually looks, it is the same aesthetic as like a mine shaft underground, minus any railroad tracks. There are support beams that are made of wood. Everything else is stone. And you see right now there's left and right, but don't so much worry about direction and how, and that. That is what these things you're wanting to do are. I will tell you how you're able to find out which way to go. So it could be a skill,
Hmm.
could be an ability, could be a spell, or you could just take a guess. That's also an option for your turn. If you now, here's how this will work. Actually, this is the fun thing. If you genuinely can't think of anything, you say, "I just want to guess," then I will have you roll a percentile die, and I have a number in my head, and we will go off of that.
What's a person?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
D100 is a percentile die. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah, I
2d10s.
remember.
Yeah. So
Uh. Um, I'll you know what I'll do the guess thing. My original idea was scrapped. Um,
so you just want to guess. You just want to go
yeah,
ham and just see what happens. Then
yep.
I
Oh,
would like you to go into the dice bot, and I need you
oh,
to roll
okay.
me a d100.
Uh, let's spin.
Yeah, bot spin. Yeah.
There you go.
Also, yes, Connor is fine. Connor had a long day at work. Connor is sleeping.
Hmm.
His
I see.
work was very
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
Which is fair. I've had those days. So I get it. Okay, 76. So you are like left, right, this way. And you go to the left. And you start to make your way that way. And you eventually hit another intersection, kind of going with your gut here. You go left again. Keep going a little bit. And it seems like you're going the right way. You don't exactly know where the exit is, but you're kind of just going with your gut here and hoping you're going the right direction. But you haven't hit a dead end yet, and that's good. So, up next in that case would be in Chiron. We have one
Well,
success.
I will not be casting a spell. I am fairly certain that some sort of magic was at play in the making of this place, so I'm going to try to read the signs there to try to discern the way we're supposed to go.
Okay. Do you want to do like an Arcana check?
Arcana check, yes.
Okay. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
That is a 21.
A 21. Very good. And that is a success. So let me mark that down. Okay.
I feel
So-
anxious. I feel anxious.
You kind of focusing on the Arcana, which there is Arcana present. There's quite a bit, this whole place. So you do have to kind of peer through the cloud that is here, the whole place being Arcana based. But you are able to see some signs. And what you begin to notice as you look at certain directions is there's almost a faint trace, a faint tether. And you start to tug at that tether and follow it. And you do, again, keeping on some straight paths, taking a couple turns here and there. You haven't hit a dead end yet. So far, you're either going a complete red herring direction, or you're going the right way. So, next up would be Merrick.
All right. So I still have a hand that I can use to cast spells. I'd imagine I'm not like occupied, even though we're like tied together.
Correct. Yeah, you can still utilize your hand.
I didn't actually tie it.
Well
It's
enough.
just looped around your hand, so you can move up and down as much as you
Oh,
want.
okay. All right. I imagine we're getting to like a little bit of like a forking sort of path, like a left-right choice or something.
Yeah, I'd say where you are right now, you could either go straight or to the right.
We can like see either way, right? It's not like this is dark or anything.
It is dimly lit, but it is not dark.
All right.
And either way, it does eventually, after a few, maybe 20 feet, both directions seem to then turn off in other directions.
All right. In my in the left hand, the hand that's not look like it's just metal, the metal paint in this case, just a Kindle. Oh, that's interesting because I'm blood. We're gonna kindle a little. Would it still be fire in this instance?
Oh, say that
Or
again?
is it like a little bit of like a different? Is it still fire in this instance? Casting some firebolt, or would it?
You could try. I mean, you would. It would appear the spells seem to all appear the same. The spells that have been cast thus far, they don't seem to have any difference in appearance. They mostly look as they would.
In that case, we're just going to cast a green firebolt on either side and see what the path of that kind of looks like. I'm imagining it's gonna like kind of like as it goes by, it's gonna light up for a little bit until it
Okay.
hits something. then on the other side we can do that.
Is this the thing you're doing then for your turn of this? Because I will have you make a roll if that is what you're doing. It'd be a perception check.
Yeah, that'll be. Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, go ahead and make me a perception check, just one. And as you're doing that, and this will tell you which way looks the best.
That was better in its head, probably, because that's a total of 5.
5. So
Wait,
I will
wait.
say with yes.
His face spun around because I held his hand, so he can't see.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, sure, that works. Yeah, so you you fire it both directions, but you just don't see as much as you were really wanting to, because at the end of the day, you kind of fire them both down, and all you're really seeing is that they end in forking direction on both ends. I'm gonna say in that case, that is one failure. But you have 2 successes, so that's good. That you are currently net positive.
Woohoo.
But that is one thing. Let me go ahead and actually use that there. There we go. Okay, so next up would be sapling. Again, you can choose a thing to do, and I will let you know what the result is, or what you need to do.
I have a proficiency in survival. Would it be possible for me to try to like maybe feel for a breeze or anything coming from like the cool and good way? Does that
That
make sense?
makes perfect sense. Go ahead and make me a survival check. Any check can
Yippee!
do something. You can at least try
Fuck.
something. Persuasion might be hard, but you know.
Intimidation too.
Listen, I'd see. Hey, I'd see what the roll is and go for it.
That's an 8.
An 8. Okay. You begin going with the way that you feel is right. You're using your survival, your proficiency in it, and your instincts with it, and trying to follow the way. But at the end of the day, it's just this is a very unfamiliar landscape. This underground cavern of rock and dirt. It's just kind of. This is not a very familiar place because normally, especially places like this that are like a mine shaft, they have some rhyme or reason, a main path with things branching off. This is a labyrinth. It is made to be confusing, and so that is another failure.
As the lovely comedians of this Discord have mentioned,
Oh no, you didn't.
I'd like to try to intimidate the labyrinth for shits and giggles. This seems to.
Okay,
I will
is
do
there
it.
a specific thing you do to intimidate it? I'm curious.
Let me think real quick.
Yeah. No, you're good. If not, if you can't think of anything, I'll come up with something. But I'm curious if you have anything specific you do.
I can maybe. I don't have anything. I don't think my brain's not coming up with anything. Sadly.
Okay. I will say go ahead and roll me the intimidation check.
Yarr.
Just kind of shouting out throughout there like, God damn it, show us the way.
Well, now you see that's a 24 on his
Oh
intimidation.
my god!
He said, "Not fuck around and find out, you labyrinth bitches."
There, you know what? Yes, that is part of it. And so with a 24, that's really good. That's a success. You are on the cusp of failure, but on the cusp of success in terms of numbers. And you start to see after you shout this out, there's nothing for a moment. Then you feel shudder. You feel the whole place shudder a little bit.
Yeah.
And
So
one of the walls next to you opens up and opens a shortcut. And you
know what
shortcut
Ocean's
forward.
There's no fucking way.
You know what Ocean's
Oh
gonna
my
say?
god.
There's no way
You know
this
what Ocean's
happened.
gonna say?
How did this happen?
Like all you see Ulrich's back, but you see his like glare soften to just his neutral expression, and he's like, "Thank you. Now everyone proceed."
He does like a little happy jiggle as he starts. Like, yeah, I did it.
Yeah,
Uh,
just I'm proud of
listen,
myself.
Fuck yes.
it was a good idea. Sometimes even the silliest things can work.
Yeah.
So, as an update,
God gives his plenty of
you need 2 more successes or 1 more failure.
Oh,
I do have an idea if we're going
So,
around.
we are back at the top, but I will offer if anyone wants to volunteer. So you sound like you're volunteering, then we will start
I
with
will.
you, and then we will go from there. So, what is your idea?
I will close my eyes and try to like go with my gut feeling and try to sense what feels the most right. I'm going to try insight.
Insight.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. I will yeah, go ahead. I will allow that. It was on the verge of being just a guess on a D100, but going with what you're describing you're doing, I will allow insight.
That is a 19.
Okay. So the best way to put it, you vibe check. And you put this out there. You start to feel, you close your eyes, focus. Take a deep breath, and you walk. And you go. You start to walk. You vibe check, yes. And so far, it feels like you're going the right way. Thus far, you seem like you have been going, even though you've had to take turns here and there, you are going vaguely the direction that you feel is right, and you feel very close. You can almost hear the sound of rushing water. One and one. So, does anyone else want to volunteer to go next? Or do we just go back in order? If we go in order, it would start with Kinzelda. But if anyone else wants to volunteer anything first,
I wouldn't mind going next.
Ooh.
wouldn't mind.
eh.
Okay,
Sapling go
you
sapling.
spoke up. So what would you like to try?
Well, I'd like to really, really focus with everything that I have. All of it. From here and beyond. And make a perception check.
Okay, go ahead, make a perception check.
I'm sending you my look, Harley.
Good look. I perceptify. And as long as I got my perception, I know I stay
That
alive.
could be good.
What is it?
A 14. Wait. Yeah.
14.
Wait.
Is
Yeah.
it 14?
Yes. Yes.
Ugh.
Are you sure?
Oh,
Yes.
no.
Math.
Okay. Well, if it is a 14, the DC was 15. For the last one, it got harder as time went on, and the DC at this final one was 15. So that is 3 failures. What you hear is a resounding crack, like something almost kind of like those in a band or an orchestra. They have the loud clackers of like they're these big wooden, basically 2x4s that just go whack together, and it's this loud crack. You hear it a lot of times in like some certain Christmas songs. Or if you've ever played like Baldi's Basics or seen it before.
Oh my god, no! No! Not him!
Wait, is this what I think it
Stop,
is?
you're right
It's
there.
approaching you quickly. Crack.
Run.
Crack.
Where?
Okay,
we
just start
run?
running it left, right, left, right. Right, left,
So-
left, right.
Are you running at
No.
random? That's a D100 roll. Or I would have one of you to roll a D100, or does someone actually want to do something else? You have to do
Uh,
quick, though. So whatever is
shit.
done, depending on what it is, could be at disadvantage because you're trying to do it
I'm in
quickly.
favor of running.
Okay. We have a vote for just guessing.
I have a slight idea that might help us. I'm going to try using a dancing lights to kind of scout out different paths because they can move. So I'm gonna try to like see if there's dead ends ahead using that.
What that would do is if somebody was to make another perception check, it would cancel out the disadvantage that you have just gotten. So it would be a regular roll. That is, if it was a perception or investigation or other sight-based roll, it would cancel out the
I
disadvantage.
need to ask a question real quick. I'm
Yes.
worried. Whilst Enkyra wants to do that, I was looking at the spells as well to see if I could help. But the only thing, does frostbite work to make a wall, in a way?
I can look. Let me look at the spell because I do not know that one.
Come on, May Overwatch, save us.
I will try my damnedest. I will try my damnedest for you people.
And you said it was frostbite, right?
I believe so, because that's what I that's what I have. That can maybe do something
I'm
like
gonna
that.
say it wouldn't. If you had like water in front of you, like a wall of water, maybe it could freeze the water and make
Fair
a wall,
enough.
but not by itself.
Well,
That's fair.
that's
That's
pretty good perception.
Yar. We got Baldi's
So-
basic up in the bitch.
I put the order in which the rope would be in Chiron, Sapling, Orich, American Concelda. Who's in the front? I imagine in Chiron,
If that's who
since
you
he's
wanted
got
to be in the
that
front.
lights and lights.
Then if
Do you?
I'm the one who's doing it, if I rolled investigation, would I be able to do it my normal advantage because of the dancing lights?
Because you put up the dancing lights, this would cancel out the disadvantage, allowing you to have your advantage.
Then all right, I will roll investigation for this.
Move,
Okay.
move, please.
Crack, 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 crack.
Oh,
It's
that's
coming.
fine.
That was a 17. So that is a 21. No, not a 21, a 19. Because I have
19,
+2
still
to
very good.
investigation.
And that is a success. You round a corner rapidly, all of you tied together, running. Crack, crack,
Sweep,
crack,
sweep.
crack. And it's approaching, getting louder and louder and louder. And you see a door. You see a door that is cracked open just a little bit. That's the exit. That's not the door you came in through, so it must be the exit.
Fucking
rush for it?
barrel through it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yes.
I'm
Can we get
behind
somebody
y'all,
with
so
like,
move.
like can we get somebody with like greater mass just to hurry up and like run through it?
You can grab onto
I will
Sapling
step
really
aside
quick.
and let someone who has greater mass go through this door.
Yeah.
Sapling in the
Sapling, are
middle
you the
of
bad
I am a
one?
hollow.
Oh no.
I'm gonna laugh. It opens the other way.
We'll roll on through.
We're in Elden Ring now, that's all I hear. I'm that point when Elden Ring return
Soulsborne
I'm
game against
behind
this
everyone.
nutcracker.
Move! What do I see actually if I'm behind
I
everyone
like to
running?
move it.
Say again, if
Can I
you're
try
behind
to-
everyone, what do you see?
If I'm behind everyone running and I look behind, what the hell is it?
You don't see anything yet. You round the corner, you start running. You haven't seen it yet. But
Okay, that's great.
you
It's
guys
getting
all start to
closer.
go, and you kind of you're tied together, so you kind of have to stay together. And so you all make your way toward the door, crash through it, and right as you're going around, Consolida, you're staying back, and you look, and as it rounds the corner, crack, crack, crack. It is a
Wait, little monkeys.
it is a nutcracker. Its
Nope.
mouth,
Ooh.
clack, 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 clack,
Dude.
and then do you shut the door?
Yep, just
Okay.
We were in Pac-Man.
Kinda. And the moment you close the door, you hear the sound for a minute, clack, 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 getting closer, faster. And then it stops.
Great, just push
As
it.
it sounds like it's right outside the door. No pounding on the door, it
Oh.
just stops. They got Ulrich.
But
Clack, 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 severed connection.
No. I'm sorry. It's just everybody's camera's lagging, and I got worried, so I have to
Oh.
fix it.
Fair enough. Fair
And so
enough.
just pushed against the door, just like that was awful.
It sounds
We're
like
not
it
opening
stopped
What was
right
it?
outside the door.
We got a
we're
bear.
not opening it. We're not opening it.
Yes. What's further ahead of us?
You're currently in a room, and on the table, there is a table in the center of the room. There is a fucking quoting me. God damn it, they got all rich. No. There is a table, and on the table is the head with hat of a nutcracker. It has the bottom jaw attached on a slight slide, but it is a cylindrical or spherical head. And on the top is what looks like a very tall, almost like marching band hat. And that's very much the same style as the one that was chasing you. And the thing that was slapping was its jaw, but it did have almost like if you've ever seen drum majors or majorettes in
Yep,
a marching
a
band,
shake-up.
it had a very similar stick with a large ball at the end that they would use for twirling.
What is that horrifying gift?
Oh God.
Jesus. Fucking hate that. It's terrible.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Gigabaldi is. Where do you find these? Is the question.
I fucking hate that. God damn it.
Does it look like it would fit in the oddly shaped hole?
It does.
Then I will
So,
pick that up and stow it.
Okay. So here's the
how
other
do
thing you
we
see in the room.
leave?
No other door. The
Oh,
only door is the one you just came through.
he's still pressed
No.
against it, just like
Can I get
we
my
choke it
sword
out?
ready? I'm getting my
Yeah, I
You
was
sword.
can
gonna-
get your sword ready, yes.
I'm gonna just like okay, and then peek out the door.
Yeah,
Nothing.
so
Can I try to like
Except
protect
the
Look
window.
over
Cassandra?
this room a bit more. Try to look
Nothing
for a
there.
different way out.
Investigation check. Be my guest. I love the
Wait a
no from Sapling when I say there's no other door in there.
Ooh, that is a natural 20 for a total of 22.
Well, then you
Ooh.
are sure, without a shadow of a doubt, there's
There's no
no
one
other exit to the room.
Fuck you.
Can we just
Oh,
block
there's
it with
nothing
like a
out
pan?
there.
You see nothing. The only thing you see peeking out is the way you came. You do not see it. You do not hear it.
It's so
And
weird.
remember, it goes to the ceiling, so it's not like it's hiding up on top of the maze because it goes all the way to the ceiling. So you look
That
up,
would be
you see nothing.
terrifying.
I will
It's gonna
look
be a
up,
spider
down,
cracker.
slowly open it just further to look around.
Can I like be there, kind of like protecting Celida, greatsword, just to both? Yeah.
For sure. And so you in a protective, defensive position. Consolida, you're looking around. Consolida, make me a perception check.
I'm
This is
legally
using
blind.
your ears because you don't
Using
hear
my
anything,
ears.
or you don't see anything. But let's see if you hear something.
Do, 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 do. 21.
Faintly, as if in the distance. You can't tell what direction everybody goes around here, but in a direction, you hear a crack, crack, crack. But it's faint, as if it's far away.
Are we
Open
in
the
the
door
fucking
more.
labyrinth and dark deception?
Sounds like it's gone away somewhere,
Oh,
but
no.
still in here.
I think
Don't
we're going
suppose
to have
anyone remembers the way we came.
Do you want me to intimidate the wall again to get a shortcut? Hey, second time's a charm always works, apparently.
Do we remember the way?
Do you know the way?
Do you know?
Here's what I'll say. You do remember parts of the way. If the place is the same. Which it is. I
Oh,
mean,
no.
it is the same
Okay.
way. Here's what I will say.
It
Instead of taking 5 turns to get out, it is only going to take 4. Which you guys got 4 pretty easy last time. So it is only going to take 4. So it's 4 successes and still 3 failures.
I would like to What?
I still
I
want
want to
it.
make a history check to get through
Yeah.
retracing
Okay.
steps.
Go ahead and make me a history check, remembering parts of the way.
What's that?
I still
That's
want to try
16.
to.
Is there any way?
16?
E.
Okay. With the 16, you start to make your way. Things look mostly the same. You're listening, watching, but you are able to make it part of the way back. And things look familiar. The walls all look the same, but you kind of start to remember more so the turns you took. And you make progress. That is a success.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I'm just keeping a ear out for the munching sound.
Crack. Crack.
Wait, go away.
It is rhythmic. It is constant. The timing on it, the tempo on it is constant. It is
Wait
not
a
Laura
fast
starts
as
minute.
it is.
beatboxing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hold on, no, the background is clicking. Can like, whilst I feel like it's gonna get me killed, I want to
Oh
think.
no.
Like, if I can,
So,
could I remake
yes.
that shit? Can I practice? Like,
You
try to
use
lure
the
it
rhythm of
away
it
from
to
the
just, like
group?
sing a song
Yeah.
and just.
But it's like to lure
What-
to a different direction so that they have the opportunity to keep moving. Like, I'll be in the back,
You are
Just to-
tied to us, friend.
and I will tie
So,
myself out.
yes. So, I'm asking, do you want to leave the group to do that? Because that would mean you would have to find your way out on your own after they do.
You are also in the middle. I made
yeah.
sure you were in the middle.
Okay, so no. My plan
No.
B is to either intimidate the walls again or maybe play a song with the Nutcracker. Who knows?
Well, do you volunteer to go next?
I'll
To go
volunteer,
now?
sure.
Because you could tell me what you want to do. If so, or I could go back in order.
Yeah. Order is fine. I'll think on the way.
Order's fine. Okay. Then you have time to think. You are last in the order, so you have time to think. So, Concelity, you went first. So then we were over to Encheiron. So you are up next. What would you like to do?
I think I'm going to take your what guidance will do. I will use my magic to guide the next person along who's going to try something.
Okay, so next up would be Merrick. And so, Merrick, it's an extra d4, right?
Yep. 1d4.
Okay. And I will, just in case Merrick decides to do something that does not require a roll, because there are things that could be, I'll say the next person that makes a roll will get that guidance. So, Merrick, what would you like to do?
Well, that was kind of done already. I was just trying to think, like, there's a possible, like, stronger mental part if you try to recall how we got here. But that was something that's kind of done already. Nothing springing to mind immediately. Sorry. There's nothing familiar. It's kind of the same.
I will say, to answer the question Concelita asked, no, there is no dust on the ground. The ground, even though, again, it looks like stone, wood, all that kind of stuff, it is still fake. This is still part of a dollhouse. So the dirt is not actual dirt. It does not indent with your footprints. And there's no dust.
I guess really at this point looking for any familiarity of the area that we're in and then trying to see if, like, hey, you can go back this way.
Okay.
So,
You could you could make a perception check, see if you see anything familiar. It's kind of in the same vein as history, just a different score. Or I would allow you to use history as well. You could do that if that is better for you. I never said you couldn't use the same thing as someone else.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll take history then, because it's better, but will the dice let it be better? The dice will let it be better. It's a 16 plus 4, for a total of 20.
A 20? Okay. I would say that you, with that, you're able to kind of, again, recalling the way you've already come, begin to move. It does sound like the thing is getting closer, or rather, you are moving closer to it. So its cracks become louder, but they do not become faster. Same tempo, just louder. But you are making progress either toward it, toward the exit, or both.
I was keeping a guarded stance the entire time.
Makes sense. There we go.
I know
Karen.
the Ulrich is kind of scary, so I light a torch from my pack and hand it to him in case the Nutcracker shows up. You might be able to scare it off. It is made of wood.
Oh, that.
So am I.
Fair
Keep
enough.
it away from me.
Oh yes, of course I will. I promise.
What about sapling?
And now,
Mood.
Sapling, it is over to you.
Would it be possible to look for what if any of the I'm having a stroke. Would it be possible to look for if any of the paths have like any sort of signs that we have or have not been there?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Perception.
Crunch.
Come on, I can do better than bullshit. I can do better than bullshit. Now I have to do math. 19. Yippee.
It's
19.
rubbing together.
Okay. So far, all successes. And so, with a 19, you do see very faint trails of crushed porcelain.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily dust, but there is bits of crushed porcelain, maybe tiny shards and things like that from Consolida. And so you are able to follow those. Although, for the sake of you not just being able to follow that all the way back, I'm going to say the trail eventually does stop.
It only started when I started running.
Well, although that was a while back from where you just came, you were still a little bit wet, and so it wasn't grinding in as much. You dried off about this point, and so there was dust to follow. But at this point, there's not as much. So, last up would be Ulrich. This is either the first failure or last success. Ulrich, up to you.
Yes.
Unless you would like to pass, you can also pass.
Yes.
If you just can't think of anything.
Well, I mean, the goes here, but I want to intimidate the labyrinth to help us out.
You want to intimidate again? Okay, make me an intimidation check. I will tell you, this... So, intimidating the labyrinth, I am going to ask you to say how you do, because now that there is an enemy in play that you are close to,
Yes.
I do have to know how you intimidate it, because this could affect things.
I shall try my damnedest. Oh, bless the Lord. Okay. It was only a 16. Not that great.
I mean, a 16 is a success, so you are able to get to the exit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to know exactly what you say, if you say anything, but do you say something? Do you do something? That's more what I need to know for as far as the intimidation goes.
All I could really think of is like, what was it? I sort of keep my thoughts are fleeting. I apologize.
It's okay. Again, all I need to know is if you say something or do something, because if you say something, you make sound. And if you do something, you could make sound.
Oh, okay.
That's what I need to know.
That's the thing, because I just kind of thought Ulrich would kind of side eye the wall. Like he's just a domestic side eye the wall, because I was like, if there's a like Ulrich at least a creature nearby, if I speak I make noise, if I don't then I'm fine, and then I just side eye the wall because It's like internally he's like, I don't like your cobblestone patterns. Something like that. That's a bit extra. So he won't say anything, like, in his
Giving it a
mind.
death glare.
A death glare.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say. If it was anybody else who had rolled the 24 intimidation before, that would not work. But because you've already successfully intimidated it with such a high roll before, you give it the death glare. There's a moment that goes by, and you hear a faint sobbing. as the wall
Don't make me
yet
ask again.
parts.
I feel like Ulrich will be like, I'm so sorry. I hope you have a nice day.
Yeah, you
so
just
sorry.
slap your arm. Stop scaring the poor thing.
I'm sorry.
And you all begin to walk toward the exit. It's like 20 feet from where you are.
Okay.
As I pass, I kind of looking at the wall. Is there any like little cracks or deteriorated parts?
There's a couple, yeah.
I'm gonna use mending on part of it and like pat it. 'Cause
You know what?
Maze didn't do
And
anything.
Chiron, make me a persuasion check. There's a
Oh.
reason for this.
You
You're
got
doing
this
a
in Chiron.
kindness.
that is a 15.
Ooh.
A 15. You feel there's a greatness in the air, a gratefulness, I should say.
Oh.
And you start to feel a bit more freedom of movement in yourself. Your face moving a little more than it was able to before.
Guys, can we have the labyrinth as an NPC?
Yeah. Can we call them
Pitching to
We call it like Labby or something.
Labby the Labyrinth?
Labrio.
Labby. Oh!
Labrio. I love it.
Yes!
Okay, maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would work, but we'll see.
We love Labyrinth.
They're actually a trap soul forever using
Yeah.
being molded into the hags thing, and we set them free, and they're like a little goblin.
Aww. I
They
feel like
weren't
everyone would
before.
be. Ooh. We love
But they
Labriella
can be now.
and Labriella.
But as you begin to make your way, you hit that initial T intersection. You came down, there was a left or right. You take that step into that intersection, and right to your now left, you see the thing. And it immediately looks in your direction. Crack, crack, crack. And then the wall right in front of it, cutting it off. Because you aided it. You convinced the labyrinth to
Heck
help you.
yeah.
Labriella! Queen!
Okay.
The
We still
body!
have the problem of our mobility
Yes,
disabled friend, so let's move it quickly before it
Yes.
figures a way out.
Yes.
That's
Around.
true.
Yes.
Keep moving.
It is beginning to
We are
walk
tied
that crack
together.
very quickly in your direction.
Oh, no.
We are tied together.
Shove him up!
We
Get
get
him
like
up!
the majority
Get
of
up there!
people up.
Does anybody have any?
We're tied
rope?
together. Can we like pull? We are tied together.
But
You are
I
tied
think we need
together.
a bit more rope. This is just
I
a
have rope.
clothesline.
I have
have
rope
rope.
too.
Oh.
Yeah, so I have rope as well.
I also have rope.
Okay.
Okay.
I do
Then I
have
will
rope.
say
We all have
I
rope.
one
don't.
of you.
I don't.
One of you using your rope, fashion it to sapling, crack, crack, crack. It's approaching very quickly, but it does have to go around, so that's good. I need a group, except for sapling, because you are the one being hoisted. I need everybody but sapling to make a strength check. And this will be the
Oh,
average of
no.
all of your rolls. This is a group strength check. And I will say just post the number in dice rolls so that I can see it.
Not very strong.
I'm not strong.
It's hit or miss, really.
Eric, put your back into it.
I'm trying to like get a good grip. I just have these hands. I can't do anything.
We like put it through your hands, but you can't squeeze to grab it, so it's just fucking causing friction and setting your hands on fire.
Just rope burn. I'm trying.
You're
So
trying.
as an
try.
average, and you know what? I will, because Seth would be there. I'm going to roll for Seth, just because this may make a difference.
Please.
I don't know his exact score. Let me look.
Seth's strength score is -1.
Oh,
Perfect.
As strength is his dump stat.
This does offset the number a little bit. Okay, so
For the first
Just
time
Just everyone
in
trusting Sapling because
history,
of how
it's
heavy he
gonna
is.
start
Goddamn
raining
hench muscle man, you
saplings.
fucking horse.
It's raining saplings.
Fucking hell.
Hallelujah, pull this motherfucker up
Okay.
to the.
I'm gonna round down because that's what you normally do.
Yeah.
It is an average of 11.
Oh.
You are able
You-
to get Sapling up. It's not that you can't, and the rope is strong enough to do it, but it takes time. And so Sapling, they're hoisting you up. They're hoisting and hoisting, and you're at the bottom still. You can still see the bottom. And right as your head is
Oh,
clearing
no.
the roof and starting to get hoisted up, you see it. You see its jaw
No.
clack, clack, clack in your direction, coming forward for your wheels. And you're getting hoisted, and all of you can hear it getting incredibly close. Clack, 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 clack. And it gets right below you as you get to the top and get up on onto the floor. You are all up, and it just
How
is
do-
down there. It doesn't look up at you. It just stares at the ladder.
No,
And it just
God.
Pushing
stares
a
and
box
doesn't move.
into the tramp thing.
Yeah, push that shit
Okay.
down.
Push a box, and it goes, and it just hits and crashes at the
Oh.
bottom. And it's on the ground, falling over. Clack,
As it,
clack, clack,
Sorry.
clack. And its
Not
mouth stays
happening
closed.
again.
oh.
Uh,
What is it?
You need to lose some pounds, points to Sapling.
That is so rude.
That is. What?
Uh,
Uh,
yeah.
I suppose we should take this back to the upstairs.
You should.
I
It's like I'm
suppose
tired.
too.
That leaves us with what? One more?
Yes,
If
some
this
sort
is
of
the correct.
gem.
Where would we
You
find a
hear faintly, all of you hear this, or see this. I'll say you see this. There is a faint line going from you, your group, to the top of the stairs, where you saw the door. Something is pulling you in that direction, or showing the way in that direction.
Oh, great, someone push Sapling up.
I will insight check this.
Please, please.
See if it's a trick of some sort, an illusion. Well, it probably is an illusion, but like if it's truth, if it's a good thing or not.
Mm-hmm.
A 19.
19. With a 19, it seems, and you get the idea, the final piece is in that direction. That maybe putting the third piece in place will unlock the fourth.
All right. Well, I don't see anything wrong with following this, so let's leave Sapling for now. Oh, well, there is the ramp. We can probably push him up slightly easier.
And
Just,
with the railing.
just go. It's okay.
I'll stay with Sapling.
DM gonna interject here. You might all want to go.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get
Just
behind
saying.
Sapling and start
yeah,
pushing him up.
yeah, we're gonna help Sapling up again.
Normally I wouldn't, but you might all want to go.
Yeah.
Mortifying.
Okay.
You've got Concealer pushing up your butt.
No,
Mhm.
my butt.
So, you get pushed up or pulled up, and you all reach the top. It is much easier with the ramp, and the ramp is not super steep slope. It's enough that it's like pushing up a light hill. So you are able to get up there. So you reach the top, and there is something new up there, but the tether is still pulling you toward the pedestal where the head goes first. Do you go
Well,
and place
then.
the head in its place?
I will go and place the head in place.
Okay. Quick chunk, and it goes into the floor, gets covered up, and there's one left. A diamond. There is, on one side of the room, on the other side of the room from this, there is a table On it is a compass. And then there is a chest right next to this table. On that chest, it has a lock, but the lock does not have a keyhole or any place for a key. It has a compass itself, or what looks like a compass. It's sort of in that shape, but it's a non-functioning, just metal compass. And on it, let me see here. Let me double check my notes, make sure I'm giving you a good description here. Okay. There is on this metal compass, there is the words inscribed in the front. It says, I open to those that are true to their home.
True to their what?
Heart.
True to their
Heart.
home.
Home.
Home. My bad. I don't know why it's cutting out. True to their home. So you have the compass, this one that's on the table, that is a functioning compass. Although the compass, you don't really know which direction north is per se from here. Who would pick it up? Does anyone pick up the compass on the table? Consolida? Okay.
Yeah.
It's shiny.
Shiny
I
for
can't
sure.
really do that.
What would you say Consolida values the most? What is a thing that Consolida values the most right now?
Right now.
Right in this very moment. A tangible thing that Consolida
It
values.
points to what she wants the most, right? Values the most.
Yeah, something that would, I don't know, make her feel at home.
Points directly through her and behind her at Merrick.
Okay. So it does.
Just look at it. Just. Hey, anyone else want this?
Do you hand it off to somebody?
Oh, sure.
Or just out
Okay.
the rest of the group trying to hide a flustered face.
I'll take it.
Sapling takes it.
Yep.
Okay. I have to ask you a question. I actually need to send you a private chat question, and this is just because I need to make sure I understood something you told me before. This is slightly related, but unrelated. But I just thought about it. Yeah, I'm making sure I'm sending that in the right chat. There we go. Just to clarify, I want to make okay. And you take it, right?
Yes.
It flies out of your hand and sticks to the ceiling.
Of course it does.
How?
Oh.
Perhaps
What?
And it like vibrates violently.
can someone get that?
I can. I'll just use my mage hand to just.
It's like pulling a magnet off of a super magnet, like an electromagnet. It's rough, but you pull and it does give. And it points back at Merrick. But but on the table, then where the compass is, at that point you notice there is a piece of paper. Similarly written to the piece in the book. In fact, it's the same type of paper as the book in the room that had the gun in it originally. As if it was torn from the same book. This I don't have anything to send. This I don't have typed out. But it says, you've made it this far. Good. That means you made sacrifices you felt you had to. At this point, you have to tell a truth in order to pass. One of you must tell a great truth. 2, another. It can be a secret. It does not have to be said aloud to everyone. but a truth must be told to another who does not know it already. And then you and your group may pass. So one of you, this is DM speaking, one of you has to tell a great truth to someone who does not already know it. Doesn't have to be Consolida, it doesn't have to be in Chiron, but one of you, and I'd prefer it not be Consolida telling the truth, because Consolida already did the thing in the other room. I'm going to say one of you
Free.
has to tell a great truth, a secret, to another. And here's what I'm going to say. If this is a private thing that is not said aloud to everybody, I want you, whoever it is, saying the truth, to message privately the person who is learning it.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then I want you to send it to me as well, so I know what was shared and to who. So, who's going to share the truth, and who are you sharing it to?
Who wants to share their lore?
I think it should be set.
If
Uh,
Saffron is tempted to, I'm welcome. I'm up for it, frankly. The player is super up for it. And I think King Chiron would be okay with it.
Don't you know most of his stuff already, though?
Yeah, I don't think I
mean,
would pull aside
okay.
Chiron in
I will,
particular. I'm trying to think of whether or not he would want to share it, though. I want
Yeah.
to.
You want to, but you don't know if the character would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if it genuinely comes to a point where you guys cannot think of anything, and Consolida has to, like, it's fine. But like, Consolida can be in the ring.
won't,
But I'm trying to give you guys spotlight too.
I won't pull aside I have something to share with not Consolida or Ulrich because they're work acquaintances, but I will pull aside Merrick and tell him something. I'm not sure if this will work, but I'll tell it to you.
Yeah, go ahead and tell it.
I'll
And
send it
I'll
to you
tell
in your character chat.
Sorry, Consolida,
Yeah.
you've been wrong.
I'm glad. I don't want to do that. I
What
don't want to
the
do that
heck?
secret. I don't want to do that
You
secret.
don't want my secrets?
I don't want secrets. I don't want to give secrets. I'm quite content keeping my
And-
secrets
oh
to
no,
myself.
we got a confrontation, honey.
sure?
Don't forget. We got a confrontation. Fuck you too. We got a confrontation.
Nuh-uh.
Yes, we do.
Nuh-uh.
Now,
Hmm.
more truths can be shared. It doesn't just have to be this one. But for the puzzle, only one is required.
That is
But
true.
if there are more that want to be shared, they can be. But I will see what this one is going to be. I
Yeah.
will wait for this exchange to happen, and then we will continue. But I want to see what this is first. Honestly, sure, because that is a thing that, yeah, that is a thing that would be generally a secret thing.
Okay.
There's implications there. So go ahead and you send that to, and then I'm just gonna send a thing in the private chat just so I remember, because it was Merrick, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay, I'm just putting that there so that I remember. And you go ahead and send
Because
that over.
Hilda's
Merrick, you're gonna
sweating.
receive
Just...
that. And so the two of
I
them
am
step
side-eyeing
over
you from the
and
heavens.
the two of them step over and have their conversation. And no one else can hear. Even if you try to listen, it is as if no words are being spoken. You see the mouths moving, but that's about it.
That's fine. I want to know what's in the chest. Give me the...
Well, it does not open yet until the conversation is done, and then the
Oh.
compass turns, click, and the chest opens. And inside is a single plastic-looking gem that looks like it would fit the hole.
Well, that was simple. Turns, places in.
Okay. And so, go ahead and put that in, and it goes into the floor, gets covered up, and now you see the door The door, it is a double door, begins to swing open inward. And you see a decently dark room illuminated by many, many, many candles. There are pillar supports around the room, 6 in total, going floor to ceiling. The room is wood floored, an altar in the front of the room. But the most striking detail is the amount of corpses, not toys, but actual corpses, that litter the room. Some on the walls, some on the ceiling, some grotesque artwork. And you see what look like your bodies there as well.
Hmm.
But again, it's all an illusion, right?
Door. Ah!
Oh, she's gonna look into
Oh.
the room first.
Yeah, I'll follow behind you.
You do not
You
see
follow
the
him quickly
woman,
after.
but you enter. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You do not see the woman. This is just going off passive perceptions, and in fact, Seth as well would not see her. Either because she is not there, or because she is so far out of sight you can't. And so you enter one by one. How far in do you go? Do you go to the altar? Do you go just a little bit inside the door?
Ulrich goes straight to the altar, I think.
Straight to the altar. Okay.
And so I'll do a follow. Just before he can like go around it, she'll just like maybe no.
Don't touch me. Proceed.
Just grips tighter.
He like stops where he
Surprise
stands
you.
beside Matilda.
I will go look at the various corpses, see if I recognize any people from the town.
I want to see if
Back
I
to you do.
recognize anyone.
You recognize everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, the people you do see appear to be the people of the town. Some of them you saw them up close just before you didn't. When all the bodies dropped, and you start to see the various people of the town, some of the guards from the town still wearing their uniforms. You of course see yourselves. And then you see some people you don't recognize, possibly people of the town or people from other places as well. The altar itself, oh, one moment. At the altar itself, there is a very large elk skull. Larger than the one that was downstairs. Unnaturally large. You see that is in front of an actual, it almost looks like a religious altar from a church. And that is affixed to the front. Its antlers spreading out and various different flowers and leaves and things hanging off of it. The actual antlers themselves are almost curved up into a large circle. They almost connect at the top. Various things hanging off of them. The door does not shut behind you. It remains open. But you hear footsteps, very soft, almost wet, behind you. These large footfalls. Do you look?
Yeah.
In the doorway, larger than she was, and more grotesque than she was when you saw her, is the woman who called herself Barbara. Now, from the book and from what was said, you can assume is Lady Death. She stands there, her head almost touching the 10-foot ceiling.
Fuck.
Hello. How are you today? I hope you're enjoying my home.
Oh, it's lovely. I love the decor.
Oh, I'm glad. You are the decor. I would hope you would love it.
Just hide behind Mary.
I have a
Well, I'm
question.
glad you love it since you'll be staying. Would you like a cookie, dearies?
I'll pass. Thank you.
Uh,
You are
you're
muted, friend.
muted in Chiron. Yeah.
Uh, mm, I, I don't need any. I have plenty if I want some.
Good. Good. You wouldn't happen to have found an apple lying around, would you? And her neck cracks as she says that.
Ulrich has it. Ulrich put it away. He hid the fucker.
Mm-mm.
You didn't find an apple?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
I need one of you to make a deception check. And since you all kind of went in on it together, that person would do so with advantage.
I know that Sapling is good at deception. I mean, what?
Does anyone have proficiency? Because
Let me
they
check.
didn't. I was
I'm only
gonna
at
take
plus
it, but
three.
Stats
someone
charisma.
talked me out of it.
Apologies.
Oh! Wait, my deception's a +4. Would that help? I can
mean,
roll
so
it.
does
Just because of
Sapling's.
charisma, because mine is also.
Yeah. I don't
Up
know
to
how
you
to lend
guys.
you advantage.
I'm not a deceiving person.
I technically have an inspiration, but I have a negative.
No, we
charisma,
already
so-
have. We already have a advantage.
Yeah.
So who
There's
does
a
it?
disadvantage. Or, sorry,
of you
advantage.
two.
You're right. You're right.
Sapling, do you want to do it?
What?
Yeah, she trusts you. You'll get advantage. She trusts
I
you.
was
You
gonna say
would.
I wouldn't mind doing it. I did
Yeah.
straight up say no right to her face, so I might as
Yeah.
well roll it.
Go, Sapling, go,
Please, for
Sapling.
the love of God, Sapling, pull through for us.
What was that? The same fucking thing both times? I'm gonna kill.
Oh.
What was it?
Let's do math, friends.
Hmm.
It's a 13.
13.
I'm sorry.
You did such a good job.
She takes a step forward, looking at you as you say no. She's still blocking the doorway. Most of it, anyway. You could, in theory, slip past. And she fills that space, but she almost, as she walks forward, seems to get larger. And you see the shadow behind her. You see more arms than she has. And then they become real. And they're long tendrils with hands at the ends. Very fleshy, but almost looking fake in a way. And they start to crawl along the ceilings and on the floor and start to reach out to the various bodies. Are you sure you didn't find anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, so sure.
Positive.
Well, we found a lot of different bits and bobs. There was a box, and there was a head,
And
of
now,
course.
and
I think there was that gem, of course, and
yeah, and the crocodiles as
oh,
well.
there was a.
No apple?
I
No.
don't remember.
Oh. The hands kind of retract a little bit. You know, I love a lot of things. I love my creations. I love this house and some of the people in it. But do you know what I don't love? I don't like liars.
God damn it.
And next session, we're going to start off by rolling initiative.
I really need to figure out what the fuck the apple does. I might just eat it.
Just eat
I
it.
might just eat it.
We don't know how to use it.
I know.
You
but
explode.
I'm considering my
Lick
options.
it.
It's an apple.
How are you gonna eat it? You're a toy.
It's a toy apple.
You're not Consilla.
I could
It's
try
like when
to
you
unseal
feed
my
your
mouth.
toys food. So
Wait, no,
put
we
them by
just
their
stick
head,
it in
only one
Chiron's
direction.
face and just
Yum.
Ooh.
put it between his mouth, just
So-
slam his jaw shut.
You could.
Wait, I wasn't.
Um,
There's the altar, so we can place it there as well. But like, I don't even know what the fuck that would do.
I don't want to do this.
Well, we gotta do it next session.
I can
oh, I'm
fight.
excited.
So,
This is exciting.
So,
Bring it
I'll
on!
see you all next